Hello everybody, it is Emery48 here and welcome back to some more ScapeCon 4 gameplay. Today we are going into Reverse the Whip. And we are starting with the 5 rounds of Swiss. I'll hand it over to the commentator, Big a Bullfrog, for these games.
Welcome Hero Skeepers, we are here at ScapeCon. Apologies for the little bit of a late start here. We're going to be coming in the middle of the game, but that'll be fun because we'll be able to look at, why did the armies get to where they're at? What kinds of strategies do they need to roll with going forward? And also, it's Reverse the Whip, so they're playing slow anyway. So right now we've got a matchup going down between... Oh man, Matthias's username really throws off this whole format of this thing. Okay, sorry. This is between Vydar and Ginglebong. Vydar's on the left, Ginglebong's on the right. I'll be porting on those armies here in a second, just as I get things wrapped up. I'm going to see if I can mess with this dice bowl real quick, though, and make that a little bit larger for us. So, just 1 second while I try to do that. And if I see if I can remember how we had that set up. Let's see, so size we want to bring up a bit so that we can see it a touch better. Just bring up that size a little bit more. Okay. And now we'll bring it in a little bit closer. Nope, that was the wrong way. Bring it in a little bit closer. There we go, that's looking pretty good for the dice bowl there. So maybe just one click that way. Oh, I said one click that way. Right there. Oh no, wait, I'm messing with the wrong one. Come on. There we go, I love that. Okay, so, yeah, we do need to give Matthias a shorter nickname. How about something like Melee Sucks, I think, would be great. I think I've got it all in the right spots. That was the one I wasn't sure about. That one's picking up, that one's going through.
Can you go to the 18 control entry, see what our levels are?
Yep. So 1 second on stream, we're going to be messing with the levels a little bit. Do you want this audio levels?
Just tap that, I just want to see. Okay, so we're getting that input in. We should be looking pretty good. We use the test stream just to look at that, but I think we should be looking pretty good.
Okay.
If you have any issues, just let me know.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, cool. We've got it from the expert himself. It's all looking good. That was part of the... we just had a little bit of a slow start here, and part of that was me trying to figure out a little bit of the technology that's not mine by myself. But we've got it now, and we are ready to go. Although, if anything sounds off as far as like audio levels, etc., I may have missed something, so just let me know, and we can get that taken care of for you guys. Alright, let's start talking about armies here, though, between Vydar and... I keep forgetting the username here, Ginglebong. Ginglebong. Such an interesting name, yeah? We can at least get names on the screen quickly. Let's see, so over here on the right, we've got Ginglebong. Ginglebong is running an army consisting of most or all of the following units. Oh, we've got an Estivara Spiders army. Estivara with 4 life. She's got 5 move, 1 range, 3 attack, 3 defense, pretty sure. We've got 2 Wyverns. So one's with, I'll just do that for now, 7 move, 1 range, 4 attack, 4 defense. And then we've got spiders. Looking at 5 squads. That's 15 buggies on the board, arachnids on the board. Sorry, don't come at me, bug fans or arachnid fans. And they have 7 move, 1 range, 2 attack, 2 defense. All right. Let's make Ginglebob's army visible there. While I'm doing that, or while you guys are taking a look at that, Vydar's over on the left side. Vydar playing. What order do I want to do this in? Raelin. Oh, Raelin. Rise of the Valkyrie, of course. 5, 6 move. How can we forget Raelin's stats because we see her so much? Let's see, we've also got Sir Gilbert in this army with his 5 move, 1 range, 3 attack, 4 defense. And then we've got Frost. How am I going to do Frostclaws? I'll worry about that here in a second. Omnicron Repulsors are in the army as well. There's 6 of them. 7 range, 1 attack, 3 defense, and Omnicron snipers. 3, just 3 of those figures, 1 squad of them, 5 move, 7 range, 1 attack, 3 defense. All right. I'm going to try this for Frostclaws. Because I could put life for each individual unit. I'm just going to keep track of how many figures are on the board for Frostclaws in this first one. And while we go through it, I'll see if I can think of a better way or a more smooth way to keep track of what's on the board. But I think if I'm trying to keep track of individual life for each individual Frostclaw, I think that's a losing battle for me. So let's do that. All right, Vydar's army's on the screen, and we've got some action going down. It was a little bit of a slow start, it looked like, but we've got some engagements from spiders and wyverns happening now. Wyvern running in and attacking, what was that, a Frostclaw? They're on the side, and you've got some spiders moving in as well. So, let's see, in this matchup here, we've got kind of like so I go back and forth on like how much of the basics to talk about, because just thinking about how many of our people are, or how many of the viewers are going to be new to this scene, or like Reverse the Whip, for example. Let's do a little bit of an overview just for anybody who might be new, or for anybody who enjoys the recap like I do. So, Reverse the Whip, this is an archetype where every other round you will be playing against the army that you brought. So first round, Vydar brought this army and he's playing it. Ginglebong brought this army and he's playing it. But next round, they will be switching armies with their opponents. So that means that there's a few ways to build an army, because you want to have something that's going to be strong and good and something you're familiar with. But you also want to be able to beat it, because you need to be able to win with and win against your armies. So when you're looking at that, there's a few different strategies here. Ginglebong is going for a moderately straightforward army, I would say, right? Like you've got spiders, you've got wyvern, you've got Estivara. You move up Estivara to give bonus attack to the spiders. You move up, and then you just use spiders and wyvern. You use the bonding, and you have a good time. But there's a lot of nuance in positioning for spiders, for when you want to try to steal order markers with the web, if you want to try to steal order markers, because like against an army like Vydar, for example, if you can get a steal from one of his many order markers, and he's really only putting them in 2 spots, but if you can get a steal on one of those, that's huge. But you also don't want to overextend it's really easy to overextend spiders and just get crushed. With Wyvern, Talon Grab is a huge move. It's hard to play against for some players, and if you're really good with Wyvern, you can have a real good day just moving around figures and really taking control of the board. in a lot of interesting ways. So it's a different army to play against. It's not an army that, well, I don't know. I guess depending on your scene or what you have locally, you might see it more, you might see it less, but it's a good chance that people have seen it less. And so you've got a couple of edges going into your games because of that. So that's Ginglebong's bringing that army. It's pretty straightforward, but there's a lot of nuance with like the movement, positioning, that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, Vydar's got kind of this clump of army cards over there on the left. Not as bad as Chris Perkins, but he does have some cross synergies. Gilbert can move the bears, he can move the snipers, he can move the repulsors. Bears can bond with Gilbert to get that movement in there, but there's more places to put order markers than Ginglebong has, for example. So he's going for a little bit more of a, not quite a hodgepodge, more of like a kind of a toolbox, right? Where he's got a few tools, he's got some range, he's got some repulsors to screen and help set up some stronger attacks from snipers. He's got bears, which are tough frontliners. So he's got a few different things going on there that he can take advantage of throughout the game. So, with this, we'll see how they're able to clash, how well things are able to go for both of them. Starting to look at the gameplay specifically now, as it looks like, they've had a few rolls here. Not tons has happened in those rolls, although a Wyvern did just take 2 wounds. I'll mark that soon. Dealing no wounds on its return attack, though. Okay. And there might have been some spiders killed that I missed. Oh, 2 repulsors are off the board, looks like. Let's get those guys. You also see a lot of the time, I will say, with like these kind of toolbox or hodgepodge armies, you'll see a lot of Raelin being used. So Raelin's in Vydar's army here. And I'm honestly kind of surprised that Raelin's in Vydar's army because, so you usually see it when you've got a lot of pieces to help protect the pieces. But Frostclaws are pretty beefy, and 2 squads of repulsors are, decent enough, and you're not really order marking them as much. I guess I'm just kind of surprised to see Raelin in there as well to make it even more of kind of like this death ball that sits back. But I'm sure Vydar did a good amount of testing for it and knows how fragile the army is, and made the decision to put Raelin in there to just kind of help probably survive against other ranged armies, for example, or wyverns who might come and steal your Raelin. Alright, so we just got a kill on the spider and a whole lot of dice for Jandar's dispatch. Thought that was an attack there for a second and was getting a little bit excited, but then I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's a dispatch. Let's see, so where they're at on the board state right now, taking a look at that, looks like so they're both going to the one side, right? Yeah, I think Vydar probably wanted to avoid the road for sure. Don't click that link in the chat. If you needed that reminder, I know most people don't, but if you needed that reminder, don't click that link in the chat. Although I also realize that's for me to get viewers, but I don't want those cheap viewers. I want the good viewers. Anyway, yeah, so I'm sure Vydar wanted to avoid the road approach on this map, so developing right for him. That's the only side, apologies, that's the only side that doesn't really have a road in from the spiders, because the spiders can go through the middle, and then they can also use that road to push over to the left side of the start zone. So the right side's the only real safe side for him. And then Ginglebong just has to respond to that because Vydar's got the range in this matchup. As General Vydar is prone to do. Ha 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 ha. And so he's kind of having to answer or meet the... I'm trying to think of an adequate metaphor. He's just trying to match the play that Vydar's making here by also developing to the left. And it kind of seems like... Let's see, so Estivara's been moved up. Her aura for the spiders is 6. So that one spider next to the most forward repulsor will be able to get one extra attack die, but the other ones will not. Which kind of feels bad, honestly. I think you'd love to move Estivara. It's tough in the middle of the game, but you'd love to have Estivara be able to get a move on Estivara and have her up a little bit closer so that you can get more bonus attack dice with her. Does kill that forward repulsor, so that's nice, but then these other two are only going to be rolling 2 attack dice into bears. Or wait, hang on. Yeah, that was only 2 dice, right? Yeah. For a second there, I almost doubted myself and thought it was an 8-range aura in Estivara, but I am fairly certain that it's a 6-range aura. But yeah, so it's going to get harder for the spiders to keep pushing through, and with so much defense for Vydar, I do think Ginglebong will need to take the chance and move up Estivara at some point in order to get the attack dice that he'll need to reliably push through the Raelin-backed bears and such. So we'll see how that goes.
I hear Raelin-backed bears?
Raelin-backed bears, yeah. So...
I have Thorgrim-backed bears, but that's not quite as...
Yeah, no, I was kind of surprised to see it, because I'm like, bears are already kind of beefy, but...
I think a lot of people wanted to bring something AoA this year.
Oh, did they?
Just because it's new and maybe people won't know how to play it. And then Frostclaw is also easy to play.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's the option if you don't know how to play AoA.
Yeah, that makes sense. So is there a lot of AoA in the pool?
I mean, you can bring whatever AoA units you want. So,
right. Well, I guess did a lot of people bring it, or?
I know someone brought a full pirates build.
Oh, okay, nice. Earthing with pirates? Is that it? Pirates are cool.
I think Chandler said he was going to take pirates too, so there might be a few out there. But.
That's cool. I'll have to see if I can get a chance to walk around at some point and see all those AoA units. I mean, I've seen plenty of bears after Insanity Battle last night. So.
Yeah. No, that's just a good card.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're so solid.
2 life squad figure.
Right? Hold the front line. Well, Insanity of Battle is so good. And then for this, Vydar's never going to have a front line break. Maybe. Hyperbole, obviously, but...
Yeah, I found out the Frostclaw's main weakness is dwarves.
Yeah.
that was rough.
In your game just now?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. No, my whole army's basically large or huge.
Really?
Yeah.
So you got Frostclaws and then Irene then maybe, or?
I have 1 Hound, Molten Claw.
Oh.
So the dwarves really enjoyed that one.
I bet. Yeah, that makes it kind of rough. Do you feel like there's a lot of matchup variance in Reverse the Web? Because I know some people have said it matters a lot, what your matchup gets, and
the big thing about the matchup is which round you hit somebody.
Okay.
Because some people bring stronger armies intentionally and some people bring weaker. So if you hit somebody with a stronger army when you're playing your own army, then you might lose. You'll probably lose. But then if you get it on the reverse, then you pretty much get a free win.
Right.
So it kind of... Yeah, you kind of have to be lucky in Reverse the Whip to get the right matchups at times, but it's also part of building the army is to try and be able to be...
Try to smooth out the...
Yeah.
As much as you can.
That was the thing. That was the thing you were supposed to be doing.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping to do at Escape Summit, and then my first round, I ran into Quahan and spiders, so
Oh my goodness.
that kind of sucked.
Yeah.
But it was a fine game. Let's see. Spiders throwing in attacks at those bears and just not quite being able to get them. Yeah, I'd love to see Estivara up a little bit farther to help those spider attacks. Those Raelin bears are going to be so hard to break. Oh, thank you.
The cutters needed to be behind walls. I learned so much this game. This is a tough matchup because absolutely.
I'd also love to see, well, now that those forward repulsors are gone, the Wyvern can't do as many shenanigans.
It's a really interesting build that Vydar has. I like that.
Yeah, this little Jandar, well, for Vydar, but this little Jandar ball of, you can move around your Omnicrons, and then your front line of Gilbert and Bears is just so strong.
Yeah.
Because they do. So I need to understand that. And I knew I already discussed it.
I like the snipers in there too, but it does seem like the Bears just kind of carry the brunt of the attacks most of the time. I would guess in a lot of his games, as long as there's melee. But you've got tools for a few different things there. Emery's stepping away now. Thanks, Emery. Let's see. Man, I would love for Wyvern. And I'm trying to figure out how can Wyvern get Raelin. I know that's not a super likely thing to happen, and it looks like Wyvern's going to grab Gilbert here, which is, definitely the play to be going for. But I want Wyvern to grab Raelin, so that's kind of what I'm trying to take a look at right now. But I don't think there's a realistic world where that happens, at least with the board state currently. You're going to have to get rid of some of those Frostclaws and such. So, but Wyvern does steal Gilbert, and does not succeed on that attack. I've seen a lot of attacks for Ginglebong just not quite going through in the last few minutes. Let's see, making a swing on a Frostclaw. He has height. Looks like he did one wound to the bear there. Okay, so making a little bit of progress there. I think that's the first wound he's dealt to a bear, though. Because they're rolling so much defense dice with Raelin right there. And I think that other one was blocked. So yeah, this is a real tough matchup for Ginglebong in trying to break all of that defense that he has. And a lot of the time when you're running into a Raelin pod, Wyvern can move stuff out of the way and like take things out of Raelin's aura, give you a lot more flexibility. But these bears just say no to that. Like they're fine. I'm gonna try to. I realize that I've been missing a lot of the wound updates here. Let me just try to do a few here real quick. Not 434. Wyvern just took a wound. We're definitely down on spiders. We're at most, I believe, 6 spiders right now. So I'll just do that for now, and then I'll double check here in a second. Also going to double check the side for Vydar. I believe Vydar, though, has only lost 4 repulsors. Hasn't lost a bear as of yet. Has a wounded bear, but I'm just not going to mark the wounds for the bears right now. So yeah, I think it's just the 4 repulsors down. So Vydar's had just with his strong his powerhouse of defensive figures right there, specifically bears, just too able to weather the attacks of the wyverns and spiders in this matchup. Let's see. So spiders, I see 3 easily. Is he down to 3 though? That would be rough. That would be rough. So let's see. Bear's making some attacks. Okay, that's 1 spider down. Attacking another spider here, and that one survives. Alright, I'm gonna give it a second here and see how many more spiders I see come up. Ginglebong doing a little bit of pivot to move Gilbert out of the way. He really doesn't want Gilbert there. Understandable, that was within Raelin's aura in that spot. And Gilbert does take 2 wounds from that attack. So at least that's going for him, but it just seems like he's struggling to deal the wounds that he needs to get a say in this game back. Good. Let's see, and I was editing the text box there. I think I missed another attack on, was that snipers that just shot and killed a spider? So there was a spider there that is no longer there. Spiders, is there only one? No, there's got to be way more than 1 spider yet. There. Sightail, welcome. This is for Reverse the Whip, round 1. In fact, as you said that, I just remembered that description is probably wrong in the title of the stream, yeah? Let me see if I can change that real quick. While they're doing order markers. They're not. They're past order markers. Okay, I will get that here in a second. Thank you, Skywell, for the link. Alright, so Wyvern moving back, going for Gilbert. Really wants to get that kill on Gilbert if he can while he's pulled him out of the aura. And they've got 10 minutes to finish this game. If you, I don't know how much of that yelling is audible on stream, but if that was 10 minutes. For the rest of the game. Oh, that spider did some damage. Yo, that spider just did 3 wounds onto Gilbert. Okay. That's pretty good. I mean, okay, I think I'm pretty sure Ginglebong has 2 spiders left, so let me update that real quick. I know, I need to do that. But I'm pretty sure he's got just 1 up there that's making the attack. And then I think he's hiding 1, which is why he's putting all of his order markers on spiders, because otherwise that's a super risky play. And Gilbert just took wounds. He has 1 life left, and I need a smoother way for this because while this chat box is in the way, I know I missed an attack. But looks like, okay, just a dead spider there. Let's see. So yeah, Vydar's just, taking his time. He does not need to run out of Raelin's aura. Looks like he's still got all of his order markers on bears, so he's not planning to move up Raelin again and increase that aura area. So, okay, so he's moving up slowly with bears. He doesn't need to rush things down or anything. This is his game to lose at this point, and so he can stand to be careful. Bears can't be moved by Wyvern anyway, so he's happy to move in there, get ready for a couple attacks next turn. Oh, looks like he's going to be taking an attack this turn, which that bear would have had to run to get in there, right? So yeah, only rolling 2 attack dice. Although at least when he runs next to Gilbert, he's able to get that +1. So next order marker, spiders. Did he forget to make his Wyvern attack there? Okay, looks like he's taking it now. So attacking, finishing off. Oh, a Frostclaw. I thought that was a Gilbert attack, but yeah, going for a Frostclaw, getting the kill there. All right, we got a little bit of movement for Ginglebong there. All right, so we're down to 1 spider on Ginglebong's side. Over on Vydar's side, we're down a Frostclaw. So let's see, to get back in this game, I feel like Ginglebong really just, like, he needs to have a good break hit him right now. Because, like, if he can weather the storm of, well, even if he can weather the storm of Frostclaws that's coming at him right now, he's going to struggle to kill that many snipers with the Wyvern before he's taken out. Estivara, though, I mean, if you get lucky with her her Shadow Shroud power, or I don't think that's the exact name of it, but if you get good luck with that, then you could play into the snipers okay. Frostclaw's attacking Wyvern, putting another wound, and killing that final Wyvern. And Vydar also made a move to go for the last spider as well. And, oh, that spider just blocked 2 skulls. Yeah. Looks like the last order mark was on Estivara, which is probably why Ginglebong was okay moving up the spider a little bit, where it could be attacked. Estivara making a roll into, I believe that was into Gilbert, and missing the hit. Alright, so, and while they're looking at their movements there, let me update the text box. Or wait, no, that spider did not die. I still thought that the spider died, even though I knew it didn't, from that hide attack there. So, let's see, Vydar, just looking to finish out the game. Oh, Gilbert dying to lava. And a bear taking a wound to lava. That kind of hurts. Like, it's not I mean, Vydar still has so much on the board. It's not the worst thing ever. He's still pretty comfortable, but losing Gilbert to a lava roll, that sucks. But Gilbert takes the initiative with a 17 versus 16. And so he's moving in on Estivara. Let's see real quick. I'm gonna pop over and see if I can do that. Does that ruin the dice cam there? I'm just gonna see real quick if I can get a little bit of a better view of that dice. Yeah, I think that helps a little bit for the dice cam. Okay, cool. So, holy cow, and I was not expecting this, but Frostclaw just pummeled Estivara, but the spider lived. So, spider for the win! The spider's gonna take it home. Did you know it? Sniper's gonna shoot spider. Spider's not worried. It's got. Okay, it doesn't got this. All right. Oh wait, hang on. Is there? Oh no, Estivara moved around the. Okay. I apologize. I look away for a couple seconds, and then Ginglebong moves Estivara behind a pillar that I can't see behind. And so I think Estivara is dead. Estivara is not dead, and she just killed a Frostclaw. So there you go. Things working out okay. She is hiding on lava back there. Although Ginglebong lost initiative, so he'll be able to hang out. In fact, he could even have a good Shroud Self if he hits that roll at the end of his turn here, and then it could even carry into next round. So that could work out pretty well. Looks like so Sniper's moving up into positions, and Estivara now coming out to make an attack on a bear. Yeah, you just gotta kind of rely on the Shroud Self power to happen, you know. Just gotta believe you'll kill that bear, you'll hit Shroud Self, you won't have to worry about snipers, at least, you know, getting real long attacks on you, and be able to weather that storm and figure that out. But just not quite in the cards for Ginglebong, and looks like they shook hands and called the game there. So, Vydar takes this game for first round of Reverse the Whip. And we are back with round 2 of Reverse the Whip. This is now a play your opponent's army round. So we'll have some interesting things going on there. Our matchup, actually let me take off these text boxes so that any people popping in aren't too thrown off by these players not being Ginglebong and Vydar. Instead we have, let's see, we've got Nathan, Infected Sloth Nathan, and Dunedain. So Nathan's on the right side. Let's put it in as he has it on Heroescape.org. He's going to be playing his opponent's army, so Dunedain's army with, ooh, we've got an Admiral showing here. Emery mentioned earlier that there's a lot of, or a decent amount of people brought, gosh, why am I flubbing my words right now? Age of Annihilation figures. And so this has got, Dunedain brought Admiral plus Pirates. So, let's see, I'm going to actually skip a couple of the stats for these guys because I don't know them, so I'm going to have to pull them up. But we've got Admiral, we've got Bonny, we've got Exiles of the Sundered Sea. That's going to be too long of a title, so I'll just go with Exiles. And then we've got, let's see, the Knaves of the Silver Scimitar as well. We've also got a Raelin in the army. Those stats I know. Which is also good because those pirate squads have low defense, so I do think having Raelin, at least right now, for a Reverse the Whip kind of format is a good choice to help with their survivability, help them with their attacks, both ranged and they've got advantages, different advantages into range and melee, depending on the specific card. I don't remember exactly which card is which yet. There's a lot of pirate cards. But Raelin will definitely just help smooth things out for sure. And then we've also got a Marcu there to, you know, just be Marcu and do Marcu things. So, alright, so that is Nathan playing Dunedain's army. There's the information there, over there on the side. I will finish up the stats there here in a minute when I've got the chance to. But meanwhile, I just want to get Dunedain up on the board with Nathan's army. So Nathan brought, oh, we've also got pirates over there. Okay, so we've also got a Raelin. 5, we've got 6 move, 1 range, 3 attack, 3 defense. And then we've got, let's see. Oh, this isn't weird. Okay, so there is a Killian Vane. There's a Knaves card. There is also Horned Skull Brutes. I know Nathan likes Horned Skull Brutes. I do as well. They're a dope card, but I didn't necessarily expect to see them with pirates. And one squad of Goblin Cutters. attack, 1 defense for those cutters. And then Eldgrim, the Viking champion. 1 range, 2 attack, 2 defense. What and a Drow Chainfighter, because why not? Nathan just really wanting me to put in extra work on deck. Well, actually, I know more of these stats, at least. The only ones I don't know off the top of my head are Killian, Vane, and the Knaves. And that's just spilling down into the dice bowl right there. I will... can I fix that size box for that left side is not showing up for me. So again, I'll see if I can fix that in a second. I'll focus a little bit more on stats first, getting those finished up, and then I'll worry about the size. And thank you so much, those of you at home joining us, for bearing with me as I do that, and also for just, you know, having a good time here on stream. We're enjoying the games, throwing dice, watching games, having a good time of it. Let's see. So they haven't quite, set order markers or started rolling yet. So I will go ahead and take a second to fill in some of these stats real quick, especially because that will help me for sure to have the pirate stats. 'Cause I just, these Age of Annihilation figures, I just don't know them all yet. So 5 move, 1 range, 4 attack, 3 defense, and Bonny is the one. She's got black powder and she's got Master of Disguise. All right, perfect. We also need Knaves of the Silver Scimitar. This is a 4-man squad. They have 5 move, 1 range, 3 attack, 2 defense. These are the ones that bond with the captains, so they'll be bonding with Bonny. They get captain's orders, first assault as well. There's just so many powers.
Heroes only, 10 minutes.
Can't quite remember off the top of my head which one has which powers, but we're getting there. So let's see. Sorry, 1 range, 3 attack, 2 defense for those guys, and then we're just missing Admiral. Let me whip up that real quick. Man, I've got them all in a row here. Oh, Admiral only has 3 life. Good thing I'm double checking that. With 5 move, 1 range, 4 attack, 6 defense. I hope we get to see a cool set of, boarding party special attack for Admiral, because even though I hate the name of that power, I think it's a dumb dumb name for a special attack. Don't come at me, War Council, or do, whatever. I think it's a dumb name for a special attack, but I do like the special attack itself, so I can give it some forgiveness. I like how the Admiral plays. Potentially, I mean, I haven't actually played him, but I like that kind of play style there, and I think the special attack will be a lot of fun to see in action. So hopefully we're able to see that happen. Right side of Nathan's army is off the map. Oh, thank you for pointing that out, Sky Whale. Let me just finish up these Knave stats, and then I will fix that one. That's the one that I know I can fix easily. And then bring that over. And let's resize it a little bit. I don't think we're going to be able to quite get it off of those army cards there, but we're off of the map there too. Wait, if we do that though, we can bring it over again. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Talk to Doc specifically about Admiral's design and power names. I might need to. Yeah, I forget sometimes that we just got a good amount of the War Council here, I think. We got Doc. Who else was on that War Council? I'd say there's a couple more, but yeah, I'll have to give Doc a hard time for making a stupid power name. And he'll disagree with me, and that's okay. Because he's a better player than me. We'll take it to the board, he'll beat me, he'll win. It'll be all good there. Alright, so... Oh, I know what's wrong there. Okay. And now we can fix that. Alright, yep, that is looking much better. And just in time for the moves to start happening on this game. So the problem is they've both got really thinker armies. And I'm pretty sure these are both really thinker players, which, you know, come on, just blitz in. And, you know, also don't, but... so it'll be really interesting to see how these play into each other so you've both got Raelin. So Dunedain's army, the one that Infected Sloth is running, feels a little bit... So it's going more into the pirates... And thus, for me, it feels a little bit more fragile, just off the top, just because the pirates are more fragile, right? Oh, that was Ben? Oh, the power name? Boarding... What is it? Boarding Party Special Attack? I just think that's a dumb name for a special attack. It could be fine for a power, I guess. But Boarding Party Special Attack, we're going to have a party attack. It sounds dumb to me. So Dead Scaper can come at me if he wants to on that. Let's see. So that right off the top, we've got a wound going in on Raelin, not Raelin. So let's see, the Exiles moving up, taking a shot at Raelin, dealing a wound. Removing a black powder marker just to get, I think that was only one attack on Raelin, right? Because it only adds 4 to the, only adds 4 to the range, so that was just one attack, but you got the hit. And it's also once per round, right? Yeah, just once during a round. And I mean, that was probably the only order marker right there. But, you know, does the wound, so that's pretty good for Infected Sloth there. If you can kill Raelin, that's going to be really nice. Especially because, so Dunedain's army, well, the army that Dunedain is playing, the reverse of whip stuff happens. But, anyway, so, the army Dunedain is playing, I think, has a little bit more of a frontline power, just with the double squads of Horned Skull Brutes. I think that's going to be really nice, especially with Raelin, 6 defense on Horned Skull Brutes plus barge into battle. And for attack, that's going to be very consistent, I think. I could also just be overestimating them because I love Horned Skull Brutes and I've played them a lot. But I know that they can stay in there a lot. I am less familiar with the pirates, so I'm really not sure with this almost full pirate army that Nathan's running here. I'm not totally sure how to expect it to play or how it to go about things, or I guess what Nathan's strategy is going to be in going into it. Looks like he's got another order marker on the other pirate squad, which will be the Exiles. Or sorry, the Knaves. Moving up, advancing a little bit. Nathan seems a little bit happier to stay close to his start zone, which is going to let Dunedain get a Horned Skull Brute up and next to that forward Knave that attacked Raelin earlier. Dead Scaper said Admiral was a doc design the other day. Perhaps I misunderstood what he meant by it. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I can still yell at Doc since he's here, and I know he's going to be on stream. We might have him on stream later today. He'll definitely be on stream tomorrow morning. He'll be our main man for a little bit tomorrow morning, so I'm going to yell at him then. So Bugbear does kill the forward Knave. And looks like they're making a couple decisions, so I can jump in and make that edit real quick. Knave. We're down to 3 Knaves. Yeah, I think Nathan is opting for a little bit more of a safe strategy. I mean, I know Nathan likes to play safe, generally anyway, but also with this matchup, I think he's going to have a harder time brawling. Like, you know, if they both went for Raelin in the middle or close to the middle, and they're both pushing for that middle position, I think Nathan just loses that unless things go really, really well for him. But The bugbears just have really solid stats. They can reinforce really well. And so I think that's maybe a losing battle there. That said, Nathan, I think, he's got a few more tools with Admiral, I guess a few more synergy tools. Like the one squad of cutters isn't going to do tons for the bugbears in this, just because you need some good positioning to take advantage of it anyway. And also, the boarding party special attack, you can kind of just cut through cutters. Potentially. But I'm also just trying to think how players are approaching this with regards to they're playing their opponent's army right now. So I also wonder how much what they would expect their opponent to do based off of their experience with the army is playing into it too. Right? Like, for example, when Nathan's playing the army that Dunedain has right now, I feel like he probably moves up Knaves a bit more with Killian Vane. Just to get a little bit more board presence, maybe even put an order marker on cutters so that then you can start to have more barge into battle targets. And it looks like Dunedain is just going all in-ish. You know, we're only a few turns in, but focusing a lot more on the bugbears. And we'll probably be trying to barge into battle with each other there. And also just making a strong push for the high ground. So I also wonder if, Nathan might have been expecting a little bit more variety in what's coming from Dunedain, or he might have just been expecting the full bugbears, in which case, staying in his start zone is also still a good move if you already expected that. But let's see. So Nathan right now is looking for some good attacks.
All right, heroes, heroes only. You are done.
Let's see. He is... Can't quite... Those are all Knaves up there, I believe. Yeah? I'm just looking for Bonny. What does... Yeah, I don't think Bonny's quite close to the front line currently, especially because, he's been moving the squads, but I was just wondering if she might make an appearance. Okay, so we've got one bugbear killed, and then another attack on a bugbear that was forward, and that is down 2. So 2 bugbears down for Dunedain. So yeah, I think Nathan's happy to sit back a little bit. Like if Dunedain wants to rush him, he can get some order marker activations in there. He can get some good attacks in, and just pick off the bugbears. And now we've got kind of I guess for how much Dunedain was pushing for that central area, it's now not super contested. We've got, so Raelin's hanging out behind that tree. We've got, I believe that is a Knave, I want to say, on the other side, opposite Raelin, on that high ground. But then otherwise, the road's pretty open in there. So this initiative, or how the guys decide to play into this round, will be interesting to see. Does Nathan start trying to claim the middle ground? Personally, I kind of doubt it because, you're going to need a order marker on Raelin to move up there. I wonder if he even moves Raelin. Like, he's got an okay position here. He is covering some good hexes. It's not perfect, right? Because it also gives Dunedain some good routes to attack into the army. But you also, I don't think Nathan's army can, I guess Dunedain also doesn't really have range, right? So I guess Nathan can camp because the Yeah, the Knaves are melee. The only range in Dunedain's army is Killian Vane, which could do work for this. You know, that explosion special attack can do damage if Nathan clusters too much in his start zone, but otherwise Nathan can kind of sit back and he can just kind of choose where the battle's happening, and so if he wants to hold back, he's fine with that, I'm sure. All right, making some attacks. Okay, so now I know which figure Bonny is. Okay, got a lock on her. She was that forward one. I wasn't sure if that was her. So she makes an attack there, misses, taking a black powder shot. Oh, I also, am I going to have to gripe about black powder as an attack as well? Sorry, just real quick while we're between stuff a little bit. Why do aliens and this pirate with super high-tech disguise stuff have to worry about black powder? Okay, that's it. They should just have better guns. They shouldn't have to worry about black powder. I love the power. The sculpts do not match the power. Like, these guys should not be using black powder. Okay, that's it. Sorry. Another gripe, just getting that out of the way so that I can focus on the game a little bit more. You know, one of those thoughts where I'm like, oh, I've got to say something so that I can just let that thought go, and we're good. We're going to let it go away now. So, let's see, Nathan, I think it's still, he's still choosing where he wants to move the Knaves right now. He does have one forward up there that I missed earlier behind the tree. I knew he moved up there, but... Admiral was his baby? And I've got a bone to pick with Dadscaper's baby. But yeah, so let's see. So retreating with the forward, Knaves and Exiles. I keep getting those things the names mixed up. Okay, so the forward Knave retreats. Nathan just playing it safe. Took the one black powder shot with Bonny and is okay with that. Dunedain is now replenishing, moving up some Horned Skull Brutes, taking the high ground just outside of Raelin right there, taking a stronger position. So I think we'll see the game slow down a little bit here. I think Dunedain was kind of making an early push, and if he'd been able to get momentum with that would have been great, so that he could have pushed into smacking around more figures. Not quite pushing into Nathan's start zone. I don't think he would have quite done that, but just getting some good attacks on the side. But where that didn't quite work out for him, now I'm sure he's like, okay, I lost a couple bugbears, that's fine. I can just replenish, I can reinforce my position, build up more of a strong point to start to attack from. I mean, he's got Raelin in the middle, so he can, all the figures are one life other than Killian. So, there's some stray shots can hit the bugbears, or if he develops pirates, they can hit them. But he's not too worried about that happening, right? Like, the odds are decent, and that would also mean that Nathan would have to have a decent engage. And he's probably got an order marker on the Exiles, and can use another black powder marker to get some ranged attacks in. But I don't think he needs to worry about that too much, right? Like, it's a good thing to have on the radar. But he can slow down a little bit and not worry too much about taking hits that he can't recover from. He should be good there. Sightale will claim Admiral's orders as your own idea, though. And that's the power that I really like. So I guess I'm just more of a Sightale guy than a Dadscaper design guy. But that's what, actually, no, with the pirates at least, I guess. I know Dadscaper's had some C3V designs that he's headed that I've enjoyed a lot, though. So it's just the pirates are a little... I like how they play. It's, I guess, mainly even power names, but Admiral's Orders is a cool power, though. After rolling for initiative, you can move order markers. I really like that. Oh, did Dead Escaper do the bears? I do. Well, run's an annoying power, but yeah, it's fine, I guess. But the bears, though, again, they are a good card for sure. I'm actually hoping maybe later on, I never quite had a great window for it yesterday, but maybe later on today I'd love to be able to pull some of the figures aside and just show them on stream here. Or like even get, I don't know if anyone's running Zenithrax here in the Reverse the Whip event today, but like, you know, show her on the board with like all of these. She's got a decent amount of spots that she can land on here, but man, she's a presence on the board. So showing off some of that stuff would be cool if we get a chance to later. Meanwhile, Nathan is, it looks like, just pulling back a little bit. He sees Dunedain's reinforcing. He doesn't want to do a full engage, you know, understandably, because he doesn't want to leave Raelin's aura and get clobbered. I guess that's a good strategy. So he's just pulling back right now and just trying to reset a little bit and figure out, okay, you know, is he going to keep making Dunedain come at him? Yeah, and I do think that there's going to be a lot of movement, development, positioning plays in this game that matter a lot more than the specific die rolls, right? Like we'll probably see, you know, like in any game of HeroScape, there's always a good chance that you'll see some big swings, some big dice rolls, and some crazy plays there. But Nathan focuses so much on development, and both of these armies are so worried about what are you doing with your army, how are you going to develop all of these cards up together. So I think that'll matter a lot. And like Dunedain here, so now he's putting order markers on the Knaves, right? Yeah, the Knaves. So he's able to bond with Killian, move up the Knaves. Killian doesn't have a target to shoot at with his special attack. So, yep, just some development there, moving up. They just both need to think about, you know, what they need there. And so since Dunedain has the high ground right now, he gets to make a lot of... He gets to kind of make a lot of those more... He gets to choose a lot of his plays more freely, I guess. Like, Nathan's kind of stuck in his start zone. He's probably not going to shoot Raelin out of there. He's probably not going to be doing anything too super crazy because, you know, he wants to stay in Raelin's aura. He can't afford to lose those low defense figures. So Dunedain kind of gets to choose like how quickly the engagements happen since he's already got that power position. Again, he'll be taking some ranged attacks, but he kind of gets to dictate that. So we'll see how quickly he decides to go. It looks like he's saving cutters for cleanup. In this game, I was kind of expecting maybe like one order marker on cutters earlier. But it looks like he's going to be focusing on brutes and knaves as his main offense. But maybe next round he moves up cutters. And he can, right? Again, he's got the high ground. If he doesn't want to make a strong push yet, he doesn't need to. And if while he's developing, Nathan decides to make a good push, cool. But also, you know, Dunedain has a lot of high ground spots with Raelin defending, so he doesn't have to worry about that too much there. So it's almost a game of chicken, kind of, where you're trying to see who goes first, who moves first, as both players kind of like just ante up and try to get more and more prepared for that clash that's going to happen. Which is cool to see in one sense. It is also, unfortunately, a little bit of a slower approach to the game. And so while the development is cool, they also both have to be careful about the development, so you don't lose a figure needlessly. Which makes these turns take a little bit longer, and there's not a ton of rolls happening. But we are going to see something here. So Killian moves up, taking the other patch of rock high ground in the middle of the map, and he's going to have a shot. Maybe? Maybe not. Okay, so just changing where he's moving. I'm sure Nathan denied a full explosion attack. But Killian does take a swing, and looks like he missed. And then we've got the Knaves moving up as well. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, whatever figure's hiding behind it. I lost track of which figure's hiding behind the tree there, but that is within Raelin's aura. And we've got the end of the round. If Dunedain can get an initiative switch, that's pretty nice. Because he's now got Knaves and Killian in a place to get some pretty good attacks in, and he might be able to start carving into Nathan right now, Nathan's army. We'll see. Nathan's been playing so passively. Well, not so passively, right? Like, he's still taking his black powder shots and stuff like that, but he's been focusing so much on the defense. I think Dunedain wants to make some plays and get some kills so that he can start to make some progress. If he can win initiative here, make some pushes into Nathan, take out a few squad figures, make some decent plays into that army, then he can really put Nathan on the back foot. And now that I'm thinking about this a little bit more, Admiral's orders work so much better for Nathan too, where Nathan's playing a defensive game with pirates. So now, like, when you're playing defensive, you would love to see how the initiative roll is going to go before you put the order markers. Same thing with offense too, right? But like, especially defense, that way you can be like, oh, okay, I lost initiative. Well, I'm going to not put order markers on, the frontline guys who are going to have the better attacks or something like that, right? You can kind of anticipate how that strategy is going to go. So I do really like Admiral's orders as a power, because I wish I could just do that every single round. All right, so that said, it looks like Nathan took initiative there, right? Oh, no. Sorry, that was Nathan was moving order markers with Admiral's orders, and now Dunedain won initiative and is getting this first turn. So Killian making an attack, which is blocked. And then following up with the Knaves to make some... Probably move in, take some attacks? Question mark? Maybe not. Maybe he's just keeping Killian there with the attacks, and then he's going to hold off on making it actual attacks with the Knaves. Yeah. I think if you're going to go all in on order markers with the Knaves, I think you just got to, make some attacks. In my opinion. And again, Dunedain, Nathan, these players are both better than me for sure. So I'm not criticizing them just to explain my thought process, and then we'll see why I'm wrong here in a little bit. But I think if you're going to make the push, you got to get as many attacks during that round as you can. Otherwise, like if you play defensive and then you lose figures before you start to even get the chance to push or take the chance to push, then I think that's a missed opportunity. And so he is moving 2 of the Knaves into position to attack. It looks like he might have been passing attacks with 1 or 2 of the others, but okay, so 3rd Knave moving in, he's got an attack. It's the 4th one. The 4th one's on the rock right there. We'll see if he moves in. So it looks like Dunedain is getting at least 3 attacks in. I would say go for all 4. I mean, it is kind of scary, right? Because there is a lot of attack potential from Nathan here, but I think you just got to go for it. If you're because all of the order markers are on the Knaves, so he's not focusing on development anymore. He's focusing on attacking. You want initiative. You don't want to give Nathan a chance to come back with an initiative switch. So yeah, I think you push. I think you attack here. At least that's what I do, and then I probably lose. So let's see. So 3 attacks coming in. The 1 Knave is staying back on the height in the middle. Let's see how these attacks go. Because again, if any of these attacks, if you can get 5 attacks with Knaves plus Killian in this first turn and get some kills, that's huge. He's skipping 1 of the attacks with the Knave. He does kill a figure though. So that's 1 kill this turn, and then alright, that last one was blocked. Okay, so 1 figure killed during the turn. That's fine. And that was a Knave that he killed. So a 2nd Knave dead for Nathan. I do think in this game, one thing is that I can't tell which pirates are which from this distance and from this angle, unfortunately, and so that just makes it a little tough sometimes to be like, okay, like he wants to get those attacks in, but also it matters where he's getting attacks in. And that I unfortunately can't make quite as much of a call on. It's because figures hiding behind trees or just being far enough away and not being familiar enough with the new figures to be able to say, oh yeah, that's an Exile right there. But anyway, it does look like some of Nathan's cards are just off screen there, but I think order marker 1 was it was on the Knaves. That was the turn with Bonny. Put a wound on Killian. And then the 2 Knaves moving in to make attacks on the forward Knaves. Knaves versus Knaves.
You guys got a prize table?
Yeah, just right in there.
Fantastic.
Let's see. Okay, so Nathan kills 1 of the Knaves for Dunedain. Alright, just 1 Knave down there, I believe. And then there was 1 wound on Killian during that turn. Okay, so Dunedain's going to continue his push. He's still going to be able to get 4 attacks in, including Killian. Let's see. So Price is looking to where he can have the best attacks, potentially do the most damage. It does look like there's a couple of figures outside of Raelin's aura for Nathan now. So if he can get to those, that's great. Yep, so going for 1 forward figure there. Hey! And then trying to pick off a couple more. Well, see, the other thing is I'm sure Nathan's been doing all he can to make sure that there can't be high ground attacks on his figures. But yeah, so Dunedain running over to the other side of Nathan's start zone. And then, let's see. Alright, gets 1 kill. And gets a 2nd kill. Alright. And that's good for Dunedain. Those attacks working out. Getting a couple good kills there. Really, again, just you want to whittle down Nathan's forces and just make it tough for him to be able to make good plays, especially if you can get a lead and kind of force the action like that, right? Like if you've got a lead and Nathan's then got to start to make plays, but he doesn't quite have the tools to do so because you've crippled his squads, then you're in a pretty good spot there. So Nathan's now trying to decide what is he going to do on his turn now. Looks like the order marker was on the Knaves again. Let's see, so a couple of attacks being made here. Where are they? So much of this is just happening behind those trees. I can't really tell what's going on over there. But I can tell that dice are being rolled. That much I know for sure. It's just who is being rolled on, or who is rolling. Oh, I did just catch. Let me catch this real quick. Yeah, we need some top down here. Ryguy was right yesterday. We just need to get some top down. Google drawings, representations of these figures. Make it easier to see things. Like no trees to hide behind. You can even put K's on the Knaves and E's on the Exiles so that we can tell the difference and know who's who. But Horn Skull Brutes I do know. So, okay, so turn 3 for Dunedain on the Horn Skull Brutes so that he gets to develop up a little bit. Which is interesting to see. I was definitely expecting like all in on Knaves there. I guess Knaves are fragile. There would have been a decent chance that, if he loses initiative, he loses the Knaves, would lose an order marker there. Which Which also makes sense as to, like, again, the plays that he made, not pushing in as much. If Order Marker 3 is on the Bugbears, then yeah, that makes sense. I think for me, I would have just focused on developing a little bit more than in the early game for this round. But what this did allow for Dunedain is he was able to get some kills. He's made a decent amount of headway attacking into Nathan's army now, and he can, now develop. He feels a bit more safe, and he's got, I think, right now a pretty decent lead. No, by no means certain. But he's a little bit ahead on board state and figure count right now. And Nathan's return attack's not quite going through there. Oh, there we go. There's one. So Bugbear's taken out. That leaves one squad of Bugbears on the board for Dunedain. Let's see, so Dunedain looks like his order markers still going Knaves and Bugbears. So still focusing on that offense, which makes it at this point for sure makes sense. If he spends time developing the cutters, he's not going to be able to just get them into relevant positions quickly enough. It's just not going to work out for him. So, focus a little bit more on that offense, take the hits that you can, take the swings that you can. Try to cement this game in for himself. You do still have Admiral on the board. Admiral, 6 defense, right? Yeah, 6 defense, 3 attack. Especially as figure activations start to become less efficient. Squads are lost and stuff like that. Admiral can really clean up a game. And even if you have just kind of like a ragtag crew of pirates left, it's just some partial squads, boarding party can still do some good damage, and you can still move figures around, and they don't have to be from the same squad, so he can kind of pull that together there. Which I kind of like as a playstyle, really. Like, I like that you can, lead with squads, kind of lose some disparate pieces, but then use boarding party special attack, even though I disagree with the name, but you can use that to move around the remnants of your army, get some bonus attack dice, and potentially make a good cleanup effort with that. We will, I'm just checking real quick, we have 8 minutes left in the round currently. So we will probably see this game going to time. In fact, I would guess this is probably the last round. That's probably what they're going to be telling these guys. So that's another thing that we'll have to see how this goes this round is how are they going to start to try to cement points for the point count that's going to be coming here in a few turns. So Nathan's using Admiral here. Was thinking about moving Admiral forward there. Maybe just holding back a little bit. Yeah, if he's got attacks from there, he's in a pretty good spot. He doesn't need to move forward. Admiral's worth a lot of points, so he doesn't need to move forward and take an unnecessary hit that might end up losing him the game when points are called. So it looks like his decision is to stay back. And make some attacks with Admiral, probably. Oh wait, hang on. No, is he using Bonny there? He was moving Admiral earlier, right? Oh, maybe he thought he could bond with Admiral and then realized he couldn't. Maybe that's what that was. But yeah, okay, so Bonny comes around, takes a shot, and kills a forward knave for Dunedain. And then, let's see, using the knaves now. Oh yeah, so knaves moving in to try to ideally finish off these frontline figures for Dunedain. Probably won't, right? Like, I think Dunedain's got enough figures in the area, but they are outside of Raelin's aura, so you can get some kills. Okay, so there's one knave down. But another attack's not quite going through. So it looks like Dunedain is down to, though, with his knaves, just the one knave and Killian Vane for this turn. Knave must be hiding behind the... Or did he kill all the knaves? Hang on. No. Sorry. Nathan was able to kill all the knaves there. I missed one. So Dunedain lost a turn there. That's huge. And Nathan's now able to move in Admiral, and he's taking some shots on Killian. Looks like, so getting some... Let's see, getting some hits in there. Well, getting some attacks in there. Hasn't hit yet. It is fulfilling to see the units we worked so hard on being enjoyed by escapers. They've been making a good impact this year, I will say, Saito. As I've seen games like... the insanity of battle yesterday, especially with all the Frostclaws, but just I've heard just a lot of good things about them this whole time. People talking about like how much they've been surprisingly enjoying the figures. Like Ryguy yesterday, we had a whole conversation about how much he enjoyed the new Sergeant Drake and how relevant the powers, like how well the powers all work together. So yeah, it's been cool to see new figures on the board and just people having a good time with them. Let's see, so Nathan lost a couple figures there. I'm not sure which, because it's cool to see a lot of new figures. Again, the downside is I just can't tell, especially with trees in the way, I can't tell which are which right now. So he's lost a few more squad figures. I think he's actually down to, what is that, maybe one of each-ish? There's Bonny. Bonny's still hanging out there. She was behind a tree for a second, so I missed her there for a second. But so you've got Bonny. In there, you've still got at least one knave. And then Dunedain going in with his horned skull brutes. And we'll see. This will probably, I'm guessing this is order marker 3 for Dunedain. This might be the last turn of the round. maybe. And looks like Bonny did disguise herself from that bugbear. And then he's making attacks on... Is that Jim that he's attacking? That's a lot of defense dice. That might be Jim. Oh, and Jim's card is just off the screen. I can't quite tell how many moon markers are on him. Oh, but they are resetting for the next round. Which, they better get... They better play faster, or else they're going to get yelled at a lot here, because this round is just about time up. Yeah, they've got less than 2 minutes for this. Hey-yo. We're talking about this end game here. Right now, I'm trying to figure out which pirate is which from a distance, because I cannot tell.
Oh, that is a roughie.
Yeah, and especially when they're all playing behind the trees.
Yeah. I was talking to Mike about this yesterday, but a direct overhead cam would be really cool to be able to switch to at times like this.
Right, oh, exactly.
It would just be a pain to set up.
Yeah. And that just adds so much, and like this works for most games.
I almost wonder, have you ever played Blood Rage?
I have not, no.
Okay. Blood Rage has this cool thing where there's a lot of characters that look very similar to each other, but when you're on a specific team, you have a little ring that goes around your base, and you put it on, and they're very bright colors. It'd be kind of cool to see if we could find, or we could 3D print or design some rings that would go on the bases specifically for mirror matchups, or even not for mirror matchups. In the streaming, it would make it a little bit more intuitive to see, like, the state of the map.
No, I would love, I have seen some 3D prints of those, so I know they exist. That would be great to have like red team, blue team, or something like that, or even like, because I know that's Bonny. That's it. I don't know any of the other pirates from a distance or.
Oh my goodness, was that an attack roll?
That was an attack roll. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And that's damage taken. But I also just don't know on who. I'm just gonna have to ban that part of the map in the future too.
just put red tape over the left half.
If you're on stream, you cannot move into these areas. So how are your games going?
My games are going thus far about as I expected. I brought an army that was at least 20% too strong, if not more. And my plan is to win with it 3 times and beat it once. I have successfully won with it once, and I did not win my first swap round. It was also against a player that I know is several steps up from me, so like I wasn't really surprised going into it. Mm-hmm. But I'm still in the running. I could make top cut. It's not out of the game yet. I just have to win the next 3.
Yeah. Just take it from there. It's easy.
Exactly. Just as long as you win every game, everything's always fine.
You just gotta win. That's all.
Put a hand mirror back there. Ooh.
Oh, a hand mirror. That would be great.
It'd be helpful, but also probably very visually confusing.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of visually confusing, it would be great if we could put some sort of covering over those cardboard boxes.
Yeah, the cardboard looks kind of gross.
Just more letters, more colors.
Yeah, if we could, I wonder if we could get them, like even like a black sheet of paper or something on top of them, or spray paint them black. That would be great. Well, it looks like they are, I thought they were taking a long turn. I think they're calculating points now.
That is likely. I think time is in like 90 seconds or something.
Yeah, I was surprised they were starting another round.
I would have done it.
Yeah, it's time. So we'll see which one of them pulls off the win here.
Okay.
Or no, they're running points for the last attack, so that then they can finalize points. Okay, so that's a wound on Killian. He's taking a few wounds. Have you played with the AOA stuff at all?
For the very first time last round.
Really?
Who won? Nathan Run, ISB, or IS, Infected Sloth.
Infected Sloth? Okay. Infected Sloth takes it. Defensive plays for the win. But we got a game in here. There has been one move made, but that's okay. We're going to have this ready. And in fact, let me change up these text boxes real quick for us. So, our game is going to be featuring the Intrepid. Is there it's Mr. Chompy. Yeah, Mr. Chompy and Johnny Frisbee are the two players we're going to be seeing today. Well, in this round. This is round 3 of Reverse the Whip. They are now playing their armies that they brought. So Mr. Chompy playing Grimneck, as one might expect, and Johnny Frisbee playing a army that I actually really, really like. We've got Goblin Cutters with, let's see, Leviatok and new Raelin, Age of Annihilation, Raelin the Kyrie Warrior. So, you know, just got some nice defense reduction. I like this combo. I think this is going to be a fun one to watch. When I was moving it over, I kind of instantly fell in love with this army. So, let me stop gushing for a second though and put these, or type up these armies so that we know what is going on here. So we've got Johnny Frisbee with Raelin, AOA, and I'll pull up stats I'll just do stats in a minute. I want to get the things on and then see how the board state is going. So we've got that, we've got Krav, Maga, we've got Goblin Cutters, we've got Theracus, and that army for Johnny. And then for Chompy, we've got Grimneck, we've got Mr. Chompy to you. Okay, Grimneck, Burneck, Narak, Heavy Gruts, and Blade Gruts. So Mr. Chompy staying true to form with some chomp chomp action. Alright, here we go. Again, I'll hit those stats up here in a second, but just to look at kind of the state of the board right now, we've got Johnny Frisbee moved for the middle of the map really quickly, and we saw yesterday how strong the middle of this map is. It's kind of a, you know, snowball, push for the top, and then just try to carry your momentum from there. There are some comeback mechanisms. The ladders on this map work well, for sure. I really like how the ladders are set up on this map. But it is like, you know, if you get a rate, or if you race to the top and get a good presence there, you're going to be in a solid spot for sure. So we've got Raelin up there, we've got Leviatok on that grass hex on the uppermost level, and then we've got Cutters moving in as well. So Johnny Frisbee just moving very quickly, taking that ground. Meanwhile, Mr. Chompy just, you know, he's moving up his figures. But he just lost initiative and doesn't have flying, so, you know, not quite as easy for him to jump up into the action there. Let's see. Oh, another thing so on the note of Age of Annihilation figures, that Raelin figure is way bigger than I thought it would be, and I'm also here for it. Like, I actually like how big and solid of a figure that is. I think it's dope. So that's been another fun thing to see, is just like those figures that surprise you. Like, I knew Zenithrex would be big, and she was still bigger than I expected, but I didn't realize, you know, Raelin would be big, and wasn't prepared for that. So it's been a fun thing to see in person. All right, gonna start to get some of these stats up here. Theracus has 4 life, and then, ooh, wait, hang on, 7 move, I believe, right? 7? Maybe it's 7. Range, 3 attack, 3 defense. Okay, I'll do those Age of Annihilation figures here in a second. Again, just taking a second to look at the board state. Looks like Mr. Chompy is developing up, splitting between his heavies and his blades, which I like. I like the 2-pronged army approach here. I think that's a good way to approach the. I do think orcs generally are just a little strong for Reverse the Whip, but having the double split for it, I think works fine. Like it's good enough. I think it's a little over the power level. Oh, Therkus has 3 life. Thank you, Scytail. I'll fix that here in a second. Defense. But yeah, I like I guess I just generally like armies that have kind of like that 2-pronged assault, like 2 or 3 cores that are mixed together. I just enjoy those armies. I think they're a fun way to play the game. You know, it makes it more complex, and you get a good amount of especially if you can get some cool complements for each other. So you get some cool interactions, but also just, it's not the Chris Perkins 11 card special level of play where you get analysis paralysis, right? You get plenty of decisions, but you don't need to 100% sweat every time you choose an order marker. Alright, some attacks being made. Gonna see how these go, and then I'll fix the stats on the other side of the board.
Next round is about to start. Pairings are out.
Let's see, so... Yeah, so Kraf have moved up, and they're taking some shots. Trying to pick off some orcs early on. Ooh, looks like we got a wound on Nirek. So trying to snipe out that defense. Nirek's such a great card for the orcs, but also just like so fragile. Right? Like, I mean, anybody who's played orcs for a decent amount of time will have one or more games where Nirek just kind of like gets attacked once and dies. So it can be a real heartbreaker. Which, for me, of course, then leads to me being paranoid about when I play Nirek and trying to decide, okay, where am I going to put him? What am I going to do with this guy? Defense, all right. Our army stats are prepared and ready. And just in time for the major clashing to start to happen. So we've got a kind of nice little... So Johnny threw some figures up there quickly for the... Let's see. So yeah, sorry. I had to double check something real quick. So he got figures up there quickly. Got Leviathan up there with Therkus. Got Raelin up there. Got some goblins moving up. But he does have more army cards. Mr. Chompy can snowball a little bit more easily because he's only splitting 2 ways. And blades and heavies are all bonding with the same figures. So he does not need to worry about his hero development very much, because he gets to just push and keep that steady hero push going on and just develop squads. And blades are fast. Heavies are fine too. And so he'll have more of a snowball coming into this, where Johnny might be a little bit on the back foot as the game progresses. Strong early game, got the crab up there, got some shots in. But now he's struggling to get the goblins in play. Now, depending on how much Chompy, it'll be interesting to see how much Chompy plays into Scurry for the cutters. Because if he could just use Grimnack, chomp them one at a time, and then take attacks on the heroes. I think that's probably the call to go for. But if he decides he wants to try to burn through cutters quickly, you could try that, but then Scurry could come back and bite him pretty bad. So I think if I'm Chompy, I just for the next few turns, there's a cutter. There's a cutter on that little massive high ground in the middle. I think I just move up Grimneck, chomp that thing, move in some heavies. Of course, it depends on where the order marker is too, right? If the order marker's on heavies, move in some heavies, start getting attacks on Leviatok, Thericus, Raelin. It's pretty good. And our local Fudzing is very, very excited about something. He keeps cheering and running out into the hall about something over there. I don't know what's going on, but he's having a great game going on, it looks like. We need extra cameras set up like in the hallway and stuff like that, where I can just like switch to like, okay, and these guys just cheered about something, but just so that you can see their reaction. That'd be very fun. Okay, so Chompy does move Grimneck up, but I think he tried to chomp Leviatok. And it didn't go through. That's, yeah, no, I would have moved Grimneck over a little bit. Oh, but order marker's on blades. I can't, let's see. No, he's got blades in enough good spots. I think I would have just engaged a Goblin and then gotten some boosted attacks with Blade Gruts. Here, personally, I think that's what I would have gone for. But let's see, just looking at what this is just where, so that's what I would have gone for. So what is Chompy trying to do instead? That's what I'm trying to look at here now. I think Chompy probably loves Grimneck. Chomp would be a guess for me. So I think, trying to chomp Leviatok there, if that goes through, that is a huge boost of just like momentum for you, right? Like you kill Leviatok, you're able to take that high ground spot. That's such a nice boost for your army. So me, where I'm more of a safe player generally, often too safe, as I have said on my channel and I believe on this stream before, but I'm too safe of a player, so I would have gone for that Goblin and then gone for the boosted attacks, because that's the safe play. But you can also consider, like, when you can get those aggressive plays, if it's a little bit of a risk but a huge reward, if you chomp Leviatok there and then you're able to take that ground, that's big. So I think that's probably what Chompy's going for. It's a little bit more of a swing, but not too much damage has really happened either way yet, so he can be kind of safe and not worry too much about, am I going to be losing a bunch of figures here because, it hasn't quite happened yet. And I think that's a little bit different than like the mentality of like me. I don't want to lose figures in the first place if I can help it. Which again, that's too safe of a play. I need to take risks more often. But so that's my mentality, and Chompy, I'm guessing, is having a little bit more of a mentality of, if I go in there and I take some risks and I just kill some, even if I lose some figures getting there, if I just establish dominance in the beginning, then I can roll with that to the end game and feel fine. Alright, so Johnny's taking a turn with the Krav and just sniped Nerak off the board. So that's pretty big. Nerak's gone. He's now targeting some a Blade Grut in the back, it looks like. Yeah, getting some snipes, but yeah, taking down Nerak, that's huge. Actually, because like Nerak is so good for the Orc army there. Losing that extra defense is a big deal, especially when you've got Raelin right behind who is also lowering the defense. So Nerak was making that even, and now they've lost defense with Raelin. That means Grimneck, instead of rolling 5 defense, or sorry, I guess 4 defense, because the reduction is going to be rolling 3 defense when he's attacked, even ground, or 4 attack, or 4 defense from height, he can fall a lot faster with that. So that definitely spells trouble for Mr. Chompy there. Let's go ahead and update these stats real quick. So Nerak is gone. I did see one blade get shot as well. And then also on the other side, we do need to log in. Let's see, Leviatok took a wound, and the Cutters lost a squad. All right, so Chompy now coming in. So I'm guessing Grimneck tried to chomp. I had the text box in the way again, but I'm guessing Grimneck tried to chomp. Leviathan didn't go through. So now he's developing some heavies here. And he is still taking, lost Narak, but he is still taking some good spots. Like claiming this middle ground, he's taking so much real estate up there and really establishing a good position. Which again, a lot of this map is about, if you can take that high ground and establish a strong spot on the map, then you're going to be pretty set. So even though Narek's been sniped, and the Chomps versus Leviathan haven't gone through, there's still a good route for Chompy here to just, keep killing stuff on top. If you can hold that high ground, that can even out, counterbalance the loss of defense from Raelin. And he can, potentially use that to just push to victory. Leviathan takes a second wound. Now Chompy's swinging for cutters. Okay, there we go. One cutter down. Johnny gets to scurry. While he's doing that, I'm going to pop up the text box again and just update. One down for Leviathan. Cutters down. We've got a couple of these maps that are kind of fast and kind of like a push for the center map in the pool here. So we've got this one, Crumbling Castle. Let's see, we had a very similar kind of thing happen on Song of the Walrus yesterday. Let's see, Turmoil is kind of like that. There's more distributed height there, but it's still a very fast map, right? And there's still some very strong points on the middle of the map. Okay, so another cutter going down. And I'll finish that thought on the maps here in a second. I'm just kind of like talking through it and formulating a couple thoughts there. But I also don't want to miss some key rolls here. Let's see. Okay, and they're going into order markers. So to continue that thought about these kind of push for the center, control the center maps, I wonder if that's going to hurt some of those more hodgepodgey armies that you tend to see with the Reverse the Whip or other formats at ScapeCon. So Johnny's army isn't super hodgepodgey, right? That's more like he's got 3 squads of cutters. He's got a pretty strong base going on there, but it is a lot of order marker management to get the whole thing moving in the first place, right? Getting Leviathan up in the area, getting Raelin up in the area, and then balancing between Krav and cutters. That's just a lot of movement, and when you're trying to push for the center, that's a lot of move resource that you just don't quite have fast enough. Versus Mr. Chompy here. He's got a lot more or a lot easier movement, resource management there, where he's able to push up into the center. He's got Grimneck, he's got his heroes up in there, he's got his squads up in there. It flows a lot better for him because he's not managing as many different parts. And then, let's see. So our last round, we had all of those different cards for the Pirates and for Hornskull Brutes and Cutters and etc. And we saw, a lot of those figures get left behind in the start zone for Dunedain as he was trying to push in. And Nathan not making much of a push because he had so many different figures to balance between So I just kind of wonder if like these strong center maps are going to just kind of warp the meta, kind of, sort of. Like I almost wonder if some people looked at the maps and decided to bring less hodgepodgey armies, or if people who did bring hodgepodgey armies to reverse the whip today, which I haven't looked through all the armies yet either. Maybe I'll do that here in a second, but I wonder if they'll have a harder time playing into games here as they're struggling to really take control of these maps. We'll see. It's just kind of like a hypothesis that I had watching this game. We'll see how it goes, though. Meanwhile, Johnny Frisbee's got an order marker on Cutters, 1 initiative, and he's now making some attacks in. Kills. Well, but that was a heavy. And the whole minus defense is working out pretty well. I don't think that heavy even got to roll. Well, no, it would have been able to roll a defense die. But it's really letting the Cutters do work. I like this army. I like Johnny's army. This is the kind of army that I really enjoy playing. Because I love Cutters. Actually, I really like Cutters and Krav, even though that is kind of doubling down your attacks into range. I just think it's a fun combo. So this is an army build that I'm going to have to try out at some point. Let's see, so Chompy's turn. He's taking the turn with the Heavy Gruts. And he, let's see. So Tornax, not super relevant to the action right now. It's going to take him a minute to get in there. So it looks like Chompy's going to go ahead and develop him up. He's going to miss out on an attack, but that's okay. Like, Grimnak can only chomp Leviatok right now. And again, if that goes through, awesome. But she also has already taken 2 wounds. You can just use squads to try to finish her off. And Grimnak's attack at 2 probably isn't going to be doing much there. Hang on, does Leviatok have Deadly Strike? I think she does, right? Yeah, she does. I wonder if there's a world... Like, I think Johnny's been making the right plays, because he needs to... Does have Deadly Strike. Thank you, Thrasher. So I wonder if there's... Like, so I think focusing on Chompy's squad so he doesn't get overwhelmed has been a good choice for Johnny. But Leviatok's just sitting there on height. She can roll 3 dice with Deadly Strike into Grimnak, who's got -1 defense. That could be really good. Granted, probably still take, at least a couple turns to kill Grimnak that way. But that could become pretty relevant at some point in the game. Again, focusing on squad's definitely better so far. But that's a little trick he's got up his sleeve and can pull out. So, if Chompy continues to develop past Leviatok, which it kind of looks like he's doing right now, that could come back to bite him. Or come back to Deadly Strike it. No, that wasn't a very good one, sorry. Alright, so there's a Cutter killed. 1 squad of Cutters down for Johnny. Is he scurrying? Yeah, he's looking to scurry. Okay. So moving a couple goblins up. Chompy's getting another attack in. Kills another goblin. Yeah, and that's such a tough choice too, right? Like, do you keep reinforcing that position and letting Chompy get attacks there? Do you retreat and deny attacks, but then also lose ground? It really depends on order marker on the Krav. So I think that's why Johnny's was so aggressive in pushing back into there and losing another Cutter, because he needs to protect his Krav, or whatever he's doing later in the round. He needs to be able to keep them protected. So taking high ground with one of the Krav. deciding where on that height he wants to be. Which, you know, fair, because you don't want the Krav to get killed unnecessarily. I don't know why you'd give up height there, though. Unless you're getting that other Krav onto the space. Yeah, okay, there you go. But yeah, I don't know why you would let a Blade Grut take height against you in there. So yeah, just trying to decide where he wants to be right now. If I'm Johnny... Do I go for Grimneck attacks yet? No, I think I'd probably just try to kill squads with Krav. And it kind of looks like that's what he's doing, just with his placement. It doesn't look like he's trying to find a place to capitalize on like a Grimneck attack or something like that. Grimneck attack. That's a fun one. But so it does kill a couple orcs that were hanging out there in the back. And yeah, I think that's a good choice. You know, just kind of pick things off, lower the squad power, try to ruin the efficiency of Mr. Chompy's turns. Yeah, that's 3 kills that turn, so that's really good for Johnny there. Because long term, you know, Leviatok can do some good damage into heroes. You've also got Raelin with her Twisting Blade. Can also deal some good damage into like Grimneck and such. So if you turn the game into Johnny's heroes versus Chompy's heroes, Johnny's probably got the win there, I would say. So that's probably the end game condition that he's looking for. So let's see. So Chompy's moving heavies now. Yeah, it looks like he's moving in, making an attack there in the middle. I think on Raelin? No, there's a cutter in there. Never mind. So attacking a cutter, which Johnny then takes a chance to move up a cutter and block off his Krav a little bit more efficiently, which is great. Right, and then Johnny's now taking his turn with his Krav and just sniping out a few more squad figures, it seems. Yep, takes off that heavy that was in the back. Did a really good job of just like cutting down on the activations for Mr. Chompy. I think now for sure he's below 1 squad of heavies because he just lost 2 that turn. Yeah, so he should be down to 3 heavies, maybe even less. I might have even missed a couple heavy kills. All right, let's see. And then kills another. Let's see, that was a Blade Grut there, I believe. Yeah. So 2 heavies and a blade killed that turn. Let's update that as best I can. Yeah, so Chompy's squads are getting low on their activation power. Oh, jeez, I didn't even realize Tornak's been attacking Raelin. I think Tornak's been swinging at Raelin every time I've had this little text box up, so I've missed those wounds 4 wounds on Raelin, so that's going pretty well for Chompy in that case then. And he's in a good spot, able to take height with Tornak and swing down on Raelin. And now he's using some Blade Gruts. Trying to get back up into the action here. Man, this is... still close. I think things have been going well for Johnny so far. But man, these Blade Gruts attacking into Raelin, that could hurt a lot. You know, if Raelin goes down... that does just hurt for Johnny. Yep, that's a dead Raelin. Oh, man, okay. And then still gets an attack up at a cutter. And that cutter just dies. I don't know, it rolls and then dies. 5... And cutters are getting low too. I apologize. I need a co-caster here so I can just focus more on... well, sometimes the caster distracts me too and I don't keep track of the state of the board with stuff as well, but...
Alright, hero sweepers. Heroes
So, okay.
only.
Let's just do a quick breakdown while they're looking at border markers. So there are 5 cutters remaining on the board. Leviathan still has 2 life. Thericus is full life. And then all of the Krav are still there, right? Yeah. So all 3 Krav are still there. So that's the state for Johnny Frisbee. For Mr. Chompy, we've got Grimneck, Tornak are still full life and on the board. And then there are, let's see, at least 4 Blade Gruts and at least 1 or 2 Heavy Gruts, I believe. So pretty quick there. Honestly, that kill on Raelin, I think that solidly kind of swung things back into Chompy's favor. He still needs to finish off Leviathan and Thericus. Well, no, he actually really doesn't need to do that because he can swing around them with disengage because orcs are great like that and start attacking into the Krav. If he kills the Krav, he kills a lot of the offensive output for Johnny at this point. And Chompy takes a huge initiative there. That was... I mean, it was good for Chompy, but huge for Johnny to lose that initiative because if he wins that, he's able to get in some safe attacks with the Krav. But now Tornak, followed by Blade Gruts, are going to come in and just start probably tearing through him. Oh, good defense from that Krav there, though. Alright, Blade Gruts circling around. Looks like we're going for at least 1 attack on a cutter. There should be a space open next to one of the Krav as well that he can definitely get a blade into. I'm not sure, that column's kind of in the way. Not sure if there's another spot for him to put a blade next to a Krav. Would be great if he could. Why is that space occupied? I can't... Must be occupied, otherwise I feel like he would have definitely taken that space by now. Maybe there's a cutter right there. Can't tell, there's a column in the way. But I think it's... Yeah, I mean... Because he'd be attacking... It might even be a Blade Gret already. That I can't tell because of that column. So, yeah, looks like Chompy's just removing, must not be a Blade Gret. on that spot. But there's got to be something there. Otherwise, you know, he wouldn't be ignoring the Krav. So just taking some good high ground spots, kind of shoring up his position there in the center, which I think is fine. You know, like shore up your position, make sure that, because there's going to be 3 Krav attacks coming next turn, just make sure that he's not getting the worst attacks against you, and focus on being able to, you know, survive around or a turn of Krav attacks and hopefully be able to just go back and snag them next turn. That's really what he needs to be able to do, is attack him next turn. He's got 1 tied up with Tornak. The other 2 will be able to kite and run away, but it's going to start to be downhill for Chompy, and he's got blades who can chase down the Krav. It won't be right away, depending on, you know, how far Johnny goes out, which is probably going to be all the way far. But so that'll be able to keep Chompy off of him for a second, but you know, those blades can catch up. Now they are fragile too, so it's like, you know, how much do you want to throw the blades out there against Krav, or how much do you want to try to slow roll? Well, air quotes slow roll with Tornak, because Tornak's fast too. Actually, I wonder if, I think the Krav might need to kill Tornak here. We did lose a cutter there. So, because Krav kind of need to pop off for this game to come back over to Johnny, I think. So I think they... Oh, I don't know if I love that position. I mean, I'd try to deny attacks, but at the same time, because if he runs away, Tornak with disengage just chases him down, and then the Krav that's still in the middle gets hit by blades. So, yeah, if Tornak's your biggest issue, moving up, shooting Tornak could work, but even as I say that, like, you've still got Grimneck right there, right? Grimneck can just circle around, take a disengagement attack or 2 or 3, and just chomp a Krav, like you don't care at that point. Yeah, Grimneck, he'd have to move around a decent amount, Thrasher, but yeah, he could just chomp a Krav next turn with where Johnny placed, and that's kind of what I was worried about there. But it's a tough position for him though, because, you know, if he tries to run, Tornak gets him. If he stays there, Grimneck gets him. And either way, blades are going to be coming after him. Yeah, he just needs to choose if he feels better rolling attack or defense, basically. And he went for attack. Or sorry, I guess well, I don't know, because Grimneck ignores defense. He chose, I guess, defense, though, because he'll be rolling more defense dice here this next turn. And his attacks did not go through on... Well, actually, no, sorry, I take that back. He did get 2 hits on Tornak. Tornak swings back, kills a Krav. Yeah, thank you, Thrasher, for pointing that out. That dice tray view, Maybe during lunch I'll see if I can mess with that camera angle a little bit. If we can focus that more on the army cards as well, maybe that'll be easier? I don't know. Army cards are always going to be difficult just with the setup that we've got right now, unfortunately. We might need a separate card or a separate camera for them in the future. Maybe, I don't know. That'll be something that we'll have to experiment with for sure. Yeah, so we do have Blade Gruds now coming in. We've got a couple attacks against Krav Maga. Okay, first one's blocked. Next one is also blocked. And then looks like he'll be taking a couple attacks against, well, he'll be hoping for a couple attacks, at least one against a cutter. Okay, kills a cutter. And then we'll have a scurry. Alright, moving to the side, and let's see. Okay, so... Oh, sorry. And then it's Johnny making a couple of attacks with his Krav there. Missed those attacks. Tornak now coming back in. Sorry, I want to update the wounds and stuff on the... want to update the wounds and stuff, but I have to open a text box to do that, and I'm afraid I'm going to miss some rolls here now that they're moving pretty quickly for these couple turns here. So, all right, number 3 here on cutters. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, so there are only 3 cutters remaining on the board. So Johnny really needs these cutter attacks to count. He's also just like, because they're all in that one spot over there where they can't get the greatest attacks in. But yeah, if he could finish off Tornak here, that would be amazing. Man, there's still a figure in the... I think that's a cutter by Tornak now. Because if he can put that final wound on Tornak, then, like... I mean, it's not back for him, but it's at least closer to almost being back for him. Alright, so a cutter does kill a Blade Grut. And then looks like he attacked... It was either Grimneck or Tornak there. Okay. Alright. Did some damage to Grimneck there. Alright, so now while they're doing order markers, I'll take a chance to update the stats again. So, sorry. That. Tornak has taken 2 wounds. I'll count squads here in a second for Chompy. But I do know that cutters are down to 3. Krav are down to 2. All right, and then we've got our heavies all off the board. I think heavies might have missed the end of the heavies there. I think we're down to Blade Gruts. I want to say we've got, I see 2 easily. There might be another around a column or something. We are down to, I think, at most 3 Blade Gruts, so I'll go with that for now. And I believe we're out of heavies. So, oh man, this game is so hard to call right now because there's so many different pieces, and we're getting to the point of the game where like one turn could really just solidify it one way or the other. If like, you know, so it looks like Johnny's going all in on Leviatok here, which isn't a bad call. She can deal some damage there, but we are looking for. Or I guess we're... Sorry, there's... the numbers are just so low.
5 minutes. Last order markers.
It could just... It really could fall either way. Like, if Chompy gets a kill on Leviatok here, then, boom, he basically wins because he gets a full round. But it looks like he's focusing on Krav instead. And there could have been an order marker 1 on Krav. Could be a bluff. I've done that sometimes. But nope, it's Leviatok. Leviatok looks like is swinging at Grimneck. So that'd be 4 hits. Is that a dead Grimneck? That's a dead Grimneck. Oh, she fells him in 1 blow. Plus, you know, the things that her friends did earlier. But so, yeah, no, that Deadly Strike coming in there. And she was on that spot from turn 1. That was the first move that Johnny made, was to put her there. And then she just, that was even Theracus. She just rode Theracus there, hung out for a little while, killed a T-Rex. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier where, there was that possibility of her having a big hit on Grimneck there. And she got him. So if she can hold there, and Chompy's really focusing on those Krav. He really wants to kill those Krav. He might be trying to kill him to make room for Tornak to come in and attack Leviatok. But unfortunately, he is making Leviatok's attacks a little bit easy because now Leviatok's just next to another Blade Grut, and so she can just kill that next turn. But okay, so both Krav are down now. Or the remaining 2 Krav. So Krav are off the board. So now we've just got 1 cutter. 2 cutters? I think there's a cutter behind the pillar there. Leviatok moves into that high ground spot. Now she's going for Tornak, I bet. If you're moving there, yeah. Which I don't hate. Move in there, swing at Tornak if you can kill that dino. Oh, she kills another dino! Leviatok, the dinosaur killer! The monster hunter! She's on a tear! So Leviatok's putting in the work here. Don't sleep on that 2 attack with Deadly Strike because she's getting there. Let's see, so the heroes are gone. Oh, are they wrapping up? Did they get called on time? Hang on. Oh no, I wanted to see more happen. Wait. Oh, they might be needing to call it. Yeah, there's 2 minutes left in this game, so I think they're not starting another round and they're just counting points. Man, I wanted to see Leviatok go on more of a tear there. But I wonder if that made it close enough. I wonder if that pulled it out for Johnny. We'll see here in a second. All right, there we go. So we're back at it. We've got Chris Perkins and Ginger Kid, and joining us in the hallway is none other than Mike, the organizer. Welcome aboard, Mike.
It's good to be here again. Well, actually, no. I'd rather be playing, but
but
it's relatively good to be here, Taylor.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, sorry, stream. You have to put up with my voice again, and now you can hear that I have basically no voice anymore.
Yelling at 70 people for a couple days will probably do that, I'm sure. I'm surprised.
And not sleeping?
And not sleeping, yep.
How late did your Zombicide game go?
Too late, man. It was...
Because I went to bed at like 2, and I saw you guys still playing.
It was 3 at the earliest, which I kept telling myself, I'm like, oh, it's fine, because, it's just a little past midnight for me right now, my time, but...
But then you realize you're waking up at like 4 your time, right?
Yeah. Well, and usually I just wake up as soon as things get light. But those curtains are really good.
Yes,
and they shut
are.
out the light, so that did not help me at all.
Yep.
So, is Heroes Keep out of work? Not pulling up? I'm trying to pull up the armies here.
Oh, so what happened? Did the camera get bumped or something? Because I had taped it so that you could easily see all the cards. They were all in the area, so the camera must have gotten bumped or something.
It might have been. In fact, yeah, I could run out and just pivot that real quick.
Yeah, we just need it over a little bit.
Yeah, let me do that. Yeah, that'll be way better.
Gotcha. Okay.
Thanks for pointing that out. I didn't even think about
Yeah.
changing the camera angle there. Okay, so why are these armies?
.org's down.
Is it just totally down? Okay.
Yep.
Well, in that case.
And we're watching Chris play, which is why he's not fixing it.
Dang it, Chris! Priorities.
Yeah, stop playing.
So actually,
he's playing basically the same army he played last year. Then.
oh, is it?
Yeah. I mean, made it to the finals with it last year. So he's got 2 chasers. He had 1 Romans last year. 1 Roman Miburgsa. This year it looks like it's 2 chasers, probably 1 blade, Nirak, Miburgsa.
It is 2 blades. I do remember
two
seeing
blades?
that earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 chaser, 2 blades, Nikita, Raelin, Miburgsa, and Nirak.
Yeah.
Have you been bothering with the overlay or no? It's too much work.
I have been. I've been trying.
It sounds like a lot of work.
And yes.
Yes.
But I will type up I'll at least get the lists up real quick.
Okay. So then Chris is playing. It's Wosaga with Gurioni and Warden, and it's I think it's like 3 grubs, 2 grubs, 3 grubs. And he's got something else. Oh, Zedians, of course. Zedians.
And Raelin was in this army, right?
Yeah, good Raelin.
All right, there's that.
Right, because that's 110, 230, 310, 390, 490, yeah. 490, and then it's 100, 190, and 140, 330, 400, 490, yeah, 485, yeah. So it's 3 X-Scrubs.
And that is correct, Pressure Darkrai. Chris is playing his opponent's army, which is the Wosaga, Gurioni.
Wosaga, Grubs, Gurioni, Warden 816, and Zedians. Cool.
All right.
Nice.
Were you messing with the overlay much when you were streaming yesterday?
I was, and people watched me. He's got the text files on his computer where you can copy and paste in the points.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's got like the whole thing.
Okay.
It has like Miburgsa, then the stats and the point and how much like life is left or whatever. But it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It would take me like 5 minutes to find everything and paste it in.
Yeah, no, same. And by then it's like the game's going.
Yeah. But just like typing it out is fine. You know, that's a lot better.
No, I think having the list there is good. And I can do like I was going stats off of memory, which the chat's helpful at least when I get the
Just
life run
memorize
for
all the
Theracrest or
stats.
something. Yeah, I know, right? I'm actually pretty surprised. I've gotten most of them, but it's got Theracrest has 3 life. I put him as 4 life earlier. That's about it. But and all of the Age of Annihilation stuff. Like the pirates were on earlier, and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on here.
The hardest part about the pirates for me is that like I was proxying them all summer. So then now facing them, it's like I don't know what sculpt is what, you know.
Yeah. No, so and like looking at this, there were pirates on both sides. It was Nathan and
Nathan Infected Sloth?
Yeah,
Okay.
Infected Sloth playing Dunedain. Gosh,
Gotcha.
that took me too long. But yeah, so they both had Knaves. One of them had Exiles. I don't know which is which.
Yeah. Yeah, so Chris is obviously a good player. He's been playing for quite a while. Been going to Gen Con since 2018 was his first year. And then Ginger Kid is newer. He started going to ScapeCon, I think, 2 years ago. And he's improved a lot, though. I played his son earlier, and his son's improved a lot, too. So it's very cool to see, because it's a 3-0 game, right?
Yeah, this is 3-0. Yeah, so I'll be interested to see how this plays out. I feel like Ginger Kid's army, the one that Chris is playing, is a good amount worse than the orcs.
Yeah,
together?
I mean, Gurioni at least is like not awful here, but he's still not good.
It's a weird sentence to say.
Because I've played Gurioni in reverse to it before. He's like not bad in reverse.
Oh, yeah?
You can do some stuff. You can make some plays. He's nice against the Nikita. The Nikita will not shoot him.
Right.
Even with 4v4s, you really don't want that. But the thing is, you've got chasers and you've got blades that can just kill him. Mm-hmm. I mean, you've got Zedians too to like ping. Wosaga, the thing is, Wosaga 3x Grubs actually isn't bad. Like, as long
that's
as
3x Grubs. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking 2 for some reason. Okay.
Well, it should be 3x. That's how the points work out.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
there's
definitely.
3.
There's a lot of them. So, and the Grubs have 7 move, which is nice. They can just kind of be anywhere.
That's right. They are guards.
Yeah.
Okay, no, yeah. The more that you talk through that, the more that. I'm like, man, Orcs just kind of steamroll this, right? But
No, I mean,
it's closer.
I've
and
played
Chris.
a fair amount of like Wosaga Grubs in practice games. I've never brought it before, but like just different variations of Wosaga Grubs and stuff. You know, sometimes like guard stuff, sometimes just like, you know, auras, like Raelin, for example. You know, where you got an all melee army, you got to play Raelin aggressively. Here, I mean, it's just naked Wosaga. That's the only downside. I like playing her with Raelin, so I have 6 defense.
Right.
You know, and then the Grubs around her are 4 defense. It really makes it hard to kill. This is a much more aggressive version. Chris is probably all on Grubs. And I mean, I think that's the play, is that you just need, like, you're just looking for Grubs to get 2v2s, 2v3s. But Raelin moving up, that gets worse for, this makes it worse for Chris, although he does, Ginger Kid does have a couple, he does have that chaser blocking off, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so like, Chris can like sneak around on the road, the bottommost grub. He can sneak him around and get a 2v2 into a chaser in the back there, around the back of the pillar, right? So it's like that's what Chris is going to be looking to do, is to like definitely guys out of aura. Just like if he can trade, trading a grub for a chaser is amazing for Chris, right?
Right.
Like,
oh yeah.
those are trades he wants to make. Wasaga's pretty threatening against Raelin. I mean, I don't remember the roll on Coil Crush, but like Coil Crush can auto kill if he deals at least 2 damage. So, I don't know. Chris has plays. I feel like it's like 15 on Coil.
15. That sounds about
so.
right. Yeah, I want to say it's like somewhere in that area.
15, yeah.
15. Nice.
30%, so you got to deal, but like if Wosaga attacks up, it's like 6v4. To deal 2 wounds isn't that crazy.
Yeah, no, that's...
So that's a very aggressive Raelin spot. I don't think you need to be that aggressive in this matchup with Raelin because you have better range with like the Nikita and you got me Berksa for bonding range. I think it's a little too aggressive for my taste because you're opening yourself up to that variance potential, but...
Right.
I mean, the thing is, though, Wosaga, if you don't want to take it quite yet. You want to thin out a couple chasers because you want to make it so that if Wosaga assassinates Raelin, you can then kill like 2 to 3 chasers with grubs, and then you don't want Wosaga to be attacked, 3 times by grubs, right?
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, by chasers, because if Wosaga gets attacked 3 times by chasers, she could be dead.
Yeah, attacks a 4 hit hard.
Yeah, and 4 defense, 4 life is really bad.
Yeah. So it looks like he's going for a couple pick-offs there.
Yep. Interesting that he didn't sneak around the back there, but I mean, hey, sometimes it just works. He got heighted. Heighted
So
3v4 instead of 2v2. Odds are better on a 2v2, but 3v4 is not bad. You keep the grub higher up, so it's pretty marginal. What's he going with? Chasers,
Moving up
Nirak. Yep, you got to get your auras up, and then you can start pinging with me, Berksa. So, getting the auras up and established are going to make these chasers 5 defense, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And he killed a grub that snuck around. That's the first grub dead. The thing is, Chris, most of his grubs are still in the starting zone. He's got to be kind of careful about Wosaga, because Wosaga might end up having to retreat or just like play super passive. I wouldn't bother attacking Wosaga here with a chaser because, you could get really lucky, but I don't like. It depends. Is he an aura? He's within Raelin.
Is that aura? I think that's aura.
He's within Raelin. Within Raelin's aura at least. Look, if he 4 for 4s, it's perfect, right?
Oh yeah.
Multiple.
That one's definitely not aura.
That one's not an aura. See, personally, I'm a little more of a patient like I try to be a little more patient, so I would definitely here just be like clearing the grub, just getting established because Chris doesn't have any other grubs up really. So I'm looking to just punish that, and then Wosaga can't move up anyways. Then I've got me Berksa to start. Just like if I can get me Berksa to the center of this board and just start pinging down, like I'm just waiting for me Berksa to hit like a 3 for 4 into Wosaga, deal 2 wounds, and then I engage. So.
And then you're just living pretty from there.
Yeah. Or just start pinging grubs, right? I mean, if you can grind out the 9 grubs, like you're just in really good shape.
Yeah.
I think the hard part about Chris's army, the army he gave Ginger Kid, is getting value out of like the blades, right? Getting good value out of the blades. So
I was actually just thinking about, like, do you think blades kind of serve more of like a screening purpose in this build for Nikita? And then your Death Chasers and Nikita are like more your offense?
So I think in this matchup, it doesn't. I think in this matchup, it's fine to just lead Chasers, right? It's just like Chasers are going to do fine into Wosaga, but there's also an argument to just leading heavy on blades, right? Just develop up the Chasers a little bit so they'll be in threatening positions, and then go straight blade, like get Raelin up and then go straight blades from there. Because if you have 2 squads of blades with 3 or with like 5 defense, trading those into Nagrubs is pretty advantageous for you. But at the same time, I mean, even if they trade everything else and the end game comes down to like 8 blades versus like Gurioni or Warden 816,
yeah, you should be
Ginger
fine
Kid
there.
is still fine. So I don't think it like matters a ton, but I probably would have led blades in this matchup. Is I just want to get my value out of my blades, and like Chasers, Chasers or blades, either way I get 5 defense.
Right.
Into the grubs, right? And either way, but then like the lucky grub kills that get through like on a 2v5 at that point, I would rather that 2v5 be against a blade versus a chaser, right? I'm fine losing my chasers I'm fine losing my blades and my chasers in the end game. I mean, chasers especially are way nicer into the Zedians. That's the scary part to me in the end game, is like with blades, like I might just not kill them. 2v7s is just
that's
not
tough.
ideal. But again, I mean, Ginger Kid has the stronger army here, so he lost 1 to a Wosaga attack on a 6v, and Wosaga was able to heal 1, so Wosaga just has 1 wound right now. Wosaga was able to kill the chaser that was out of aura, and now Chris is able to get a down attack onto the other chaser, 3v4, and it's like, that's just not super ideal, like, that's why I don't like being this aggressive this early, although, sometimes it works out. And here the chaser didn't die, so he's getting another attack.
There was also an even ground attack, so
or was it even? Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, Berksa, look, there's a chance, right? Ginger Kid could move up Berksa, shoot at Wosaga, and then potentially kill Wosaga with that chaser. So I mean, if that plays out, then Ginger Kid, I think, pretty much seals the game. So it's a high variance way to just win the game.
Which, that's the kind of thing that, like, I need to get better at, like, seeing when to make those kinds of aggressive plays and get them to work, because I think I'm a safe player and often too safe of a player.
I mean, it depends on board state, depends on the matchup, depends on the map. Like, there's a lot of factors that go into it. And personally, like, if I have the stronger army, I am more likely to, like, in something like Reverse Whip, if I have the stronger army, I'm not going to be playing as many aggressive plays, right? Is that I'm going to play my game and make them make the aggressive plays and get a little lucky, to win. So he's shooting down at a Nagrub, picking it off the glyph. I don't know what glyph that was.
That's initiative, I think.
Initiative, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good kill. Did Chris go first? I think Chris did. Yeah, I think Chris took 3 turns.
Yeah.
So this is, look, potential for initiative switch. If Ginger Kid's able to get the initiative switched, Wosaga very well may just be dead. Probably is just dead at that point.
Yeah, you'll be able to get some good hits in on there. Kill Nagrubs before they can...
Right. So I don't think I would attack up there. The sole reason is I want to just be able... I think you'd be engaged around the back. It's hard to see from this angle, but it's like I would probably just attack to try to... Unless he's not engaged there, it's just hard to see what's going on up there.
Yeah. saying it earlier, we need to put like red tape around parts of the map that are too far away to see.
Yeah. But I mean, if Ginger Kid wins initiative, I mean, but I think he's only has 4 chasers left, which is not a ton. If Chris wins initiative, he could be in. He can get out of this.
Yeah, this will be pretty key. Legend SCM, hello, welcome to the chat. Played some casual games with HeroScape. There's a live stream of Age of Annihilation today. Are there units banned units in this tournament? For Rivers, the Rip, there's none banned, right?
Nothing banned. Nope.
Yeah, it is classic only if you're in on the custom scene, so none of the customs are there, but all of the Age of Annihilation figures, all of the classic figures are all allowed for this one. So let's see. And sorry, that was Ginger Kid took it.
Ginger Kid won initiative. That's pretty big. I mean, here I would definitely just be taking a level ground shot. Me Burks into Wosaga.
Yeah, I agree. It looks
just
like
be
he's
looking to
going
kill.
for a Nagrub though. Yeah, I went for
Unless
that Nagrub.
unless that's the only one adjacent, right?
Oh, to deny
That might
the
be,
regen.
and that can then let that chaser sneak around and hit Wosaga. So again,
okay.
it just depends, and it's just hard to see if there's another Nagrub. If that's
Yeah.
the only one, and now you get 3 attacks with chasers, then it makes sense, you know.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that was the only one in there.
And now Wosaga
that's
takes
2
I think
wounds.
2 more wounds,
Yeah.
1 life, and 1 more attack of 4. Could be.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. But Wosaga's now locked down, and Ginger Kid can definitely try to finish her off with Me Berkson next turn. So yeah, it looks like no other Nagrubs were adjacent. Yeah, no other Nagrubs were adjacent. So.
And so what does Chris need to happen here to just need to get good rolls, basically? I mean, I guess you can use Nagrubs to try to pick off Death Chasers that are up there. If you can kill all 3...
Well, there's no more turns on chasers here.
Oh, that's true, too,
So
yeah.
I think, I mean...
Oh, which would mean no more turn on Reburks on next turn, too, right?
Right.
Yeah, so... Okay.
So I think the order markers are a bit problematic from Ginger Kid here. It's a hard part of the game, but like order markers really matter. And now the fact that Ginger Kid wasn't able to kill Wosaga and didn't invest any more order markers into things that could kill Wosaga, I think is problematic. So because it looks like Ginger Kid is going to go into no, he's got 2 order markers on blades.
Yeah, those are the blades up there.
Yeah,
There
not
is one on
Reburks,
Nikita. Can Nikita get up and shoot?
No, Nikita might be able to get 1 shot, but the other 2 won't be able to shoot Wosaga. Or maybe one other can get like an attack up or something, but it's not good. The
Yeah,
other
that's
Nikita
1, 2,
definitely can't.
4,
And then
5,
again,
okay.
like Nikita, if the Nikita end up being the end game piece, like Nikita end game into Gurioni is so high variance because it's like either I kill you or you counter strike me, right? So I really don't like that for end game. Blade order marker, I mean, just blade order markers here just don't do anything. That's the problem, right? Is they don't threaten anything. And
Right. Well, and if you give... I think the other thing is, like, with the Nagrubs coming up in here, if you give that little bit of breathing room to Wosaga...
Now she's going to heal.
Yeah,
Yep.
gonna heal up, gonna be in a better spot.
I mean, the only thing Ginger Kid's going to have going for him is, like, I mean, there's an argument to just then taking Nirak and hope you get the last wound, right? Just charging Nirak.
Yeah, actually, I can see that.
And unless Chris can shut that off somehow, which he might be able to, but I mean, I think that I mean, you got to kill her at this point, right? Like you've invested you've invested so much into killing her. If you don't kill her now, you're actually very, very behind, you know?
Right.
I mean, and the bottom line is just like with a lot of other things. Oh, well, so Chris already has 6 dead Nagrubs, so I'm not sure I would say very behind, but still, it's not, you know.
Right, because you do lose that support as you heal.
You do, yep. So with 6 dead Nagrubs, I mean, if it was a 12 Nagrub army, then I would feel very confident Chris would take it from this position, but with only 3 left, it's a lot closer, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, some of it's just going to come down to, like, Zedians and Ward and defense rolls, right? 7 defense. It's like sometimes they just whiff, but sometimes they don't, you know.
Let's see.
Okay,
Oh, he
Chris,
chased it to the...
Yep, makes it easier for us to see, so...
Let's see, so Nirak's not able to get to Wasaga, looks like, but is killing a Nagram? Right? Yeah. Yeah, so I got a Nagram there.
Which is still good, you know, Nagra prevent 1 heal on Wasaga at some point, so... Yeah, I mean, Gingergrid's still in pretty good shape with only 3. I guess I missed some Nagra kills earlier. Because I didn't think 6 were dead.
Yeah, they fell pretty quickly. So now just trying to get into, okay, so right in front of Wasaga, there are 2 Death Chasers, right? I think there's definitely one there, and then is there one behind the battlement there?
I think there are 5 dead up there.
Or are there 5? Oh, there are 5 dead, okay.
Unless one of those is a blade that was sat. I think one might be a blade that was sat, I'm not positive.
Oh, there is a blade, yeah. One of those is a blade.
So there might be 2 chasers left.
Okay.
Just a little hard
So I was
to
just
see.
wondering if that might be why Nirak wasn't able to engage there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. It was an aggressive Nirak placement, but it's not bad. Nirak has disengage and within Raelin's aura, so like Nirak could just leave and be fine, you know. 5 defense is just very, very annoying to deal with. So yeah, Chris is just probably taking a chaser here.
Man, it doesn't get it.
I'm not sure what he was rolling 4 attack dice for. Was that?
Yeah, that's a good
Did
question.
he roll 4 attack dice?
I'm really not sure.
Or did he roll 6?
Was it?
Because sometimes you can't see in the dice pulls. I don't know.
Yeah, might have been hidden by the dice ball. Cause yeah, no, that was definitely Wasaga there.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I missed something.
I would hope that it was just covered by the dice ball, because
Right.
sure. I hope Chris realizes he has 6 attack with Wasaga. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'd realize that. And he's been rolling 6 the whole time, right?
I definitely have seen 6 rolls. So, I mean, yeah, it might just be the dice cam. The dice cam isn't... It's good, but you just can't see everything, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to say. I'll double check.
Okay.
Because it's Nikita's turn right now.
Let's see, so while he's running off to check that, so we've got Nikita's moving up. Looks like they're going to be taking, let's see, is that one in range of Wasaga? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think they're barely out of range of Wasaga. Oh, looks like he did forget to roll 2 dice. Re-rolled it and got that Death Chaser kill. Interesting, I wonder what happened there. So he just rolled 2 more dice. So
Yes.
Did he not roll 6?
He did not roll 6. He rolled 4. And apparently, I think he was killing every time anyways, but apparently he was rolling 4 the whole time. I guess
really?
we didn't notice.
Oh, I did not.
I did not notice until there when I saw it, and I was like, wait a second, that is not
Yeah.
6, I don't think, unless I'm missing something. So, so I don't think it really affected anything, but
Yeah, no, that's right. Because yeah, she was getting kills just fine.
yeah. And I wonder, he might have played the matchup different, like, he might have played a little differently if he knew he had 6. I mean, it's...
Right, yeah.
Yeah. It's a different story into the heroes especially, right? Into, like, Raelin.
Yeah.
It's a different story there, where it's like, with 6 attack, you might just go for it at some point, you know? So, Nikita's moved up, took some shots. I don't mind that, because they're threatening pretty good right now. Yeah, I mean, Chris only having 3 grubs. I think you ignore what I was saying probably earlier, where I thought I did not think he only had 3 left. That's pretty massive. He's just not going to have enough figures.
Yeah. No, and Ginger Kid is getting a pretty good board state here now, where he's got Nikita coming up now. Still going to take a minute for the Blade Grets to be super relevant, but he's able to cover ground quickly.
I think they're just screening for the Nikita more than anything. He's got me Berkson in the way now, just screening for Nikita as well. So that way the grubs can't get at them, because grubs are there. You know, grubs can take an engagement strike, and you don't. I mean, you care only because there's not many left, but in general you don't, right? Mm-hmm. And Wosaga doesn't get engagement struck, so you also want to cut off Wosaga getting to them. But I mean, I think Chris has to change order markers at this point anyways, largely. So he does have 1 on grubs. Makes sense when you've got, again, I think he has 3 left. Order marker on Wosaga, I have to believe that's a bluff unless he's specifically hoping to get 2 turns and 2 tries at Raelin. Or something like that, you know. But I wouldn't be shocked if Chris wins initiative to see him go at Raelin at this point, because he's down in the game. And he has a chance of just auto-killing her, right?
Right.
But it'll depend on who wins initiative for sure.
Yeah, let's see. So, and then for Ginger Kid, 1 order marker, Death
Chris won it.
Chasers, 2. Oh, nice.
We'll see, it's got to be on grubs, yep. Does he go for it? He's thinking.
So disengage at Raelin, go for...
I'm not... Is it a disengage? Oh, yeah, it is a disengage. I think he does have a Nagrim next to it, so I think he can guarantee safety, but I should have checked when I was over there. I was just over there, right? I should have looked more. I mean, he's considering it right now, right, going at Raelin there.
Yeah.
If he has a Nagrim there, I mean, I think it definitely is worth
eat it and then go over for sure.
Yeah, I mean, because if you can't kill Raelin, I'm not sure how... I just don't see how Zedian guards can even kill anything, really, right?
Right, yeah.
You know, and Chris is in bad shape anyways, but if you can assassinate Raelin, the game gets a little more manageable. I mean, it's still bad shape. You're in bad shape.
Mm-hmm. So, man, I'm just trying to tell if that's a Nagrub right there or not. So though, if there's not a Nagrub, if you're at 3 life, would you go for the disengage? Just try to
I think I probably would if I was Chris. I probably would just risk it, but maybe not. I mean, there's an argument to just take the chaser to the safe kill and hope. If the chaser is an order marker, this is totally fine, you know. And you're kind of at that point betting on whether the chasers do have an order marker or not.
Right. Yeah, because you could have just gotten a free turn.
Right. Well, unless there's another somewhere. I only saw 2 there, and I know he just killed 1, and I think that's 5 dead up there. So.
Yeah, I think at this point
or
he's
6
out
dead.
of death
I mean,
chasers.
I think it's so if Ginger could put an order marker there, which I think I think it'd be a mistake to risk that as Ginger Kid with only 1 up there. I mean, there's no reason to risk that.
Right.
Nikita here is still pretty good. Nikita, you're just looking to, I mean, shoot, kind of whatever, right? You're just fine killing anything.
Mm-hmm.
You're fine killing the grub, you're fine killing Wosaga, you're fine killing the other grub.
Just shoot it all.
Yeah.
One, two, three, four. Let's see. How closer there's Nikita to Osaga? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Ginger Kid's moving up a pretty decent amount to try to get shots in. I'd maybe try to hang back a little bit, but it seems like it'll work out anyway. Right? And again, that's like an overabundance of caution, but that's a dead Osaga. Alright, so Osaga just got shot out.
Okay.
And then we've still
Not super
got...
surprising. I doubt she has an order marker. Although it's possible. It's possible Chris was just hoping to have that.
And that's it for the Nagrams as well.
2 was Osaga, interesting. And 2 was the Chasers, so now we're back. Okay.
Oh, so they both lose a turn. There you go.
Works out. Thing is, Guri's going to give up height now to Blades if he wants to attack Nirak.
Right.
Assuming Blades can get up there. 1, 2... I can't count. Actually, I don't think Blades can go there. So yeah, Christian's going to play it safe here. Nirak has to leave Aura if he wants to engage. I don't think it's worth it. I think you just go backwards. Or go there, yeah. I mean, you just don't want Gurion to get a height on you. Because Guri does have 6 move, but... I would have gone further back with Nirak. I would have gone behind Raelin because he can bond up immediately. Thrasher, yeah, I mean, I totally agree. Like, I definitely would have just X on Chaser to make sure that Chris kills it. And, you know, or Order Marker 1 if you want to get risky. But, like, the thing is, when you're ahead, you don't have to get risky at all. So I think it should have just been Order Marker X, you know.
Right. You know, I agree. Like, especially with Nikita coming up, he didn't need to bank on that offense at all.
Yeah, and again, I don't like Nirak there. I'd put him like behind Raelin because you can bond up with him at any point. You just want to make sure you've got 6 Blade Gruts or however many you have left, 6 or 7. I think he has 7 left still. 7 Blade Gruts, all of them at 5 defense. And if you have 7 5 defense Blade Gruts, like and Nikita, like you're gonna win
pretty
the
happy.
game pretty much.
So it's making it hard for Chris to come back for sure.
Right. So now Chris, if he wins initiative, I mean, if he wants to lead Guri can go up and hit Nirak into something with his Tetsubo.
Oh yeah,
so, and then Ginger Kid can only get 1 heighted down on Guri with the blade, which is going to be a 3v4, which isn't even that bad. Looks like Chris is. I couldn't tell. That's something on his. I thought he was facing his order marker to him.
Oh.
Which would have been hilarious. Order marker 1 on Raelin.
Oh, interesting.
See, and I don't think you need to do that.
Yeah.
I think you just chill with Raelin, right? Here comes Zedians, probably. Or is that Warden? I can't tell.
Oh shit, that's the Zedian guard.
Okay. Zedians, gotcha.
I'd love to see some Zedian action happen here. Like,
Yep.
they're one of my favorite squads when they pop off. Now I don't have tons of faith in them, like sniping Raelin right now or anything like that. But it would be cool to see.
Well, he targeted Nikita just to be able to, but then Nikita smoked. So if he wanted to just pit, there's now a Nikita out of aura. So he was going for that, down 3v3, which would have been really, really good. So instead he just got somebody on the glyph. I think it was probably a blade on the glyph. But
Yep.
So now it's blades. Yeah. Yeah, so I probably would have done something like 1 3 blades 2x Nikita, the thinking behind that is that if Guri moves up, I want to be able to punish with blades. But if Chris plays it slow with like Zedians, I want the Nikita as my 2 to be able to counter.
Right. Yeah, I can see that. Do you move into engage Greyoni here? Or and you'd be in the aura, but you would be moving down. Do you just
and that's why I like 1 on blades to counter in case, and then 2 on Nikita because I get to just sit up here and say you're gonna come up here, and I would have made a nice wall on level 4 here, and then my Nikita would be up in the center, right, and I'd be chilling. I mean, getting the first strike on Gurioni is not bad though, right? So like engaging Gurioni with blades, I would probably just engage with 2, and the reason I'd engage with 2 is I want to deny the Tetsubo. I want to make him roll 1 4-die attack because the Tetsubo hits one guy and then another guy adjacent to that guy, right? So and I think that's what he's doing. Where he's just going to engage with 1 or none.
Or none.
But I mean, Chris was always in a tough position, right? He was handed a weaker army, so.
Yeah, no, definitely an uphill fight for him this game.
You gotta get a little lucky. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So now we're getting interrupted by.
They're trying to make things look better over here. How dare they? Should what?
No, they shouldn't rip them. Like,
no.
No,
yeah, that'll be fine.
Good. All right, looks like 2 must be on Guri, and he did put 2 blades next to each other. So Tetsubo.
Yeah, Tetsubo coming in.
I mean, they do get at least 5 defense, so
that's true.
Which isn't bad. Nirak and Raelin together coming in. If you are going to engage, you did need, and that's the thing. If you are going to play the blades aggressively, you do need Raelin's just, I don't think you need to get super aggressive, but, I mean, you can close out the game earlier. It's, ultimately, like, when you're ahead enough, it kind of just doesn't matter.
That's true. And it looks like he's swinging around. So going for the Zeddy in there, now spread it out so that Tetsubo doesn't happen.
Yep.
Oh, big blink on that Zedian too.
That happens sometimes.
Yep. Okay, other attacks defended, but...
And Chris still does have Warden, It's not bad. I also think there's an argument that, like, against Chris's army, Chris might have wanted to just lead Zedians. 7 range and just hope to pick off some chasers, right? Pick off the chasers while make him either rush in or not, But
you're old, right? Yeah. You're old, right?
Yeah, no, I could see that. Like, trying to pick things off, make things uncomfortable for Ginger Kid. Well, I mean... Well, but then if you're doing that, if they've got Berksaw, paralyzing stare, hitting the
you say you're not gonna hit the stare.
It's a.
I mean, like it's a bad matchup.
It'll just never happen.
It is what it is. So you see what you can. Leading Grub's not awful. You can hopefully trade Grubs into chasers and.
Is this that infamous reverse the whip matchup roulette that I keep hearing about? Where sometimes you just get host.
Any tournament you can have some bad matchups. It can happen. My Hound's Rule had never missed day 2 until today because rounds 1 and 3 when he had his army's all large.
Oh dear.
And he hit dwarves round 1, and he hit dwarves round 3.
Really?
Yeah.
2 dwarf man.
Yeah. I mean, I should have helped him a little more with the army. I wasn't thinking Frostclaws were not the move, because he was running Multiply and 1 squad of Hounds like always. He's always manned to day 2 with that. And then this year he added Frostclaws, which is a really good addition to that army in a lot of matchups. But into dwarves, it's just another large.
Right. Yeah.
So it can happen, you know.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that just. There's a lot of different armies, and sometimes you just hit those matchups.
It happens in Cheese too, right? Like if I was playing
yeah.
Cheese tomorrow, I'd be playing melee, and I'd just be hoping I don't hit Glad Blast.
Yeah.
Or a 10th Regiment, but especially Glad Blast, you know? Get more blades up, yep. Gurion's only at 1 life, so... I mean, it's pretty much wraps, but...
Unless Warden goes on a tear, still got that chance.
I mean, even if he does, I don't think they have enough time, because, like, Warden is getting 1
true
attack
too,
a turn.
right? Yeah.
Like, Warden needs so many turns to be able to win this game. You really can't have a Warden versus, like, 15 figure, or that's not 15, but, like, you know.
Yeah, it's just too many
9 figure endgame.
Because rolling dice takes time.
Correct. That's Guri off the board. That's what I was saying earlier, right? Like, just like either Blades or Chasers just trade fine into Guri. You know, he's only got 4 defense, 4 life. You just don't want to be shooting with Nikita, and if you don't, you're fine.
Yeah.
And now the thing is, Ginger Kid still has all 3 Nikita, which are really obnoxious for Warden. Because Warden, either Warden gets counter-struck, or they get their smoke powder. And he's getting 4 shots at Warden, and they're going to be down shots, right? 4v7, so it's just not good for Chris.
Yeah, it does not work out well for him.
Your Nikita, I mean, I think both Zedians might be dead. Yeah, both Zedians are dead.
It's
and
just Warden now.
Nikita move up, and
wait, hang on. Warden took a wound? When did Warden take a wound? Who was able to shoot him? Oh, unless did a Blade maybe circle around?
Blade might have, yeah.
Because he's hiding behind that. Did take a wound. Grud is engaged. Okay, thanks, Thrasher.
Yep. And that's a good thing. I mean, you're just like, you're just tying him up, taking a free chip shot, and Chris does get to go at least, but he's getting a 5v2, but it's just not good.
So there. Okay.
Looks like he didn't kill the Blade.
Yeah. The Blade got 2 shields.
Nirek might swing around and engage. That's
he doesn't need to.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, again, like even if
Warden's
he throws
gonna have to come out eventually, right, to play, and then the Nikita will just smoke him then, and
and there
you may as well just speed up the process at that point. So overall, I thought the players played well. I thought Junior Kid played. You know, he's gotten so much better since ScapeCon 2. You know, he's just a lot more experience. You know, I thought he played pretty well. So. You know, some decisions here or there, obviously, you can always improve stuff, but, you know.
And not for the first time today in this Reverse the Whip tournament, we are seeing Repulsors on board, which is pretty interesting. Just give me 1 second real quick as I pull up armies so I can tell you a little bit more about who we've got playing. And our matchup. Maybe, wait, hang on, this is... Oh gosh, I should have just glanced over there. This is Cleon and Doc. We've got Cleon on the left side, Doc on the right side. Playing a game. So Doc is currently 4-0. Cleon is 3-1. So this is round 5 of the tournament today, and essentially a play in game for Cleon. Doc is in win or lose. Doc have anything to say about the Admiral over lunch? I didn't catch Doc during lunch. I was kind of bouncing around a good amount, so I haven't had a chance to talk to him about it yet. But we'll get him. We'll get him. In fact, maybe if this game goes fast enough, maybe I'll just snag him after this game under the pretense of a post-game interview, but really just have it be questions about Admiral. All right, so they're doing their initial movements. I'm just going to type I kind of liked how we did it. So I think what I'm going to start doing, let me know if this is awful or anything like that, but I think what I'm going to do is just start putting the armies on the board. I'll do a little bit of a mix. I'll put the stats up there, but I won't keep track of... It's just been a little bit too much. I've been missing rolls and stuff when I'm trying to track which figures are still left on the board, so I'll just kind of do that by eye and not worry about typing it up on the text boxes that we've got. I think that'll be a little bit easier for us there. So, let's see. This is a play your own army round. So Doc is running Swarm of the Raelin Morrow. Might be nice to have the total figures they begin with listed, even if you opened up. That's a good idea. Yeah. So I'll have total figures, total life. Because if I keep those stats all up here, 3 attack, 3 defense. Then I think that'll be enough that people will be able to come in, get a good, quick grasp on what's going on. But then we'll also make it easier on the casters so that they don't have to keep going. Yes, this is Swarm of the Morrow Raelin. Here, actually, let me make this visible while I'm typing it right now, and then you'll be able to see what's going up here. Axe Grinder's 8. I think, like, if I just do that and have that show how many figures are on the board instead of the 8 out of 8. I wonder if that might be a little bit more confusing there. I'll type up the rest real quick, and like if I do X2, if I do X8, that'll seem like X8 squads. Sorry, and I'm distracting myself, so let me finish this real quick. So 5 move, 1 range, 3 attack, 3 defense. Right? Oh, no, wait, hang on. Black Wormling has 6 move. The Red Wormling, with 2 of them on the board, they have 5 move, 1 range, 3 attack, 3 defense. White Wormling, 1 has 6 move, 1 range, 3 attack, 4 defense. I also missed Derek Ambershard. I'm going to put him up by the X Grinders. 4 life, 5 move, 1 range, 4 attack, 2 defense. Is that all of his figures? I believe so. There's a Marcu on the board as well. Life. He's got 7 move, 1 range, 4 attack, 1 defense. All right. Let's move that over. Looks like we've got some repulsors taking the top of the board there. From Cleon, who is running. Let's see, Sir Gilbert. 6 life. 5 move, 1 range, 3 attack, 4 defense. He also has a Zedicron with 2 life and move, 8 range, 2 attack, 4 defense. We've got Knights of Weston, 8 of them, with 4 move, 1 range, 3 attack, 4 defense. I know me reading out the stats of each card is the most riveting radio you guys have ever encountered, so please keep the compliments down. I can't let it go all to my head. But this is actually pretty similar to the army that we saw earlier with Vydar, except we've got knights instead of the bears. We've got 2 squads of repulsors, 1 squad of snipers. And I'm just about done here and can hop into the game. Yeah, let me know if this is if this overlay is more or less confusing or anything like that. We're doing overlay especially. We are experimenting a lot with it, so yeah, I'm definitely willing to take anything from especially the audience perspective on it. I'm happy to hear any feedback from there. But real quick, let's take a look at how this game is going so far. Looks like Killian kind of raced, so he raced out a repulsor to the top of the map there. Doc, meanwhile, taking a little bit of a slower approach. I guess the other big difference between Killian's army and the army we saw earlier is Vydar was running Raelin with the bears. In this case, we've got 2 squads of knights and Zetacron. I feel like army card number might make more sense than number of figures. 4, 7, 8. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. And that's a quick change that I can make. So let me change that real quick. So just an X2 like that, you're thinking? All right, cool. And then the life is still good to have too, though, right? Like the X order marker or X army card for the commons, and then keep the life up there for heroes. Okay, I think that'll work well. You can see their up-to-date life wins on the army cards. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, I think that'll make it easier. We've also got just a little bit of a preview. We're going to be having some people coming on later. So we'll have, let's see, Dysel, Major Q23, a couple other people coming on to figure out or to cast themselves. And I'll be kind of supporting, but I'm trying to think how I can make it easier for them, because if it's been hard for me after a few games to keep track of all the figures, I think it'll just make it maybe even worse for them. Saitel, I like the number of figures better as you can update XY figures as they die. So I like that as well, but trying to keep track of that, because the way I've got it right now, I've got to open up a separate text box that blocks the screen in order to make those updates, and that's just been leading to me missing other rolls or other figures dying, and then just having incorrect updates as the game goes on. So I think we'll try this for a round. If this isn't working out super great, though, we can change back for sure. But right now I'm thinking, especially where we'll have more co-casters coming on this afternoon, I think it'll be easier if we just have something that doesn't change, and we'll be able to see life on the board, because they aren't keeping track of the wound markers, and those show up just fine. And then for squads, squads are always just going to be a little bit tough, because if I'm keeping track of them, I mess up. And if we're trying to count by eye at any point, we just can't quite see the whole board. But I think this will work okay. We'll give it a shot. So round 1 with these guys. Seen a good amount of development. Again, so we've got some knights that have moved up. Again, that one repulsor has really taken off to the top there. I bet Killian put that up there. Because, first off, good defensive position. Also, if Doc tries to push for that high ground, and Killian kind of needs a little bit of a comeback mechanism, that's a plant to give a bonus to any sniper or Zetacron turns that he takes in the future. So that could be a good help. And it could just die on the first hit, but if that thing gets engaged and not killed, and Killian has an order marker come through for that could work out pretty well. Now that is a pretty good string of events that needs to happen for that. But also we saw Leviatok kill a Grimneck earlier today, so it can happen. Let's see, so Doc, this is an army that Doc plays a pretty decent amount. I know I think it was Online Con, I got at least one or if not more videos of him playing this army. So dwarves with wormlings, I know he likes it. It's got some pretty decent army cores in it. Dwarves are solid, wormlings are solid. You've got tools for a lot of different matchups. Dwarves are really good playing into melee because you can get activation bonuses with Derek. They're not king of the melee matchup, of course, but they're good enough, especially with Raelin there. And then if you're running into commons and you need some shots, for example, Red Wormling does that pretty well. If you're running into beefy heroes, you've got Black Wormling that can put wounds on that. Those high defense medium-sized heroes. So it's got a lot of tools, and so he's played this army a few amount of times, and I've tried it out a couple times myself. I like it. It flows pretty well. Meanwhile, Killian going for it. Honestly, Killian kind of has a similar-ish tact with it, where he's got a solid melee squad, double knights, 8 knights on the board, with Gilbert, who's also very solid for frontline. Not as much as an attacker, but he boosts attacks, which is great for him. And then he can also help with the movement. He can move up more knights with dispatch, as well as repulsors, snipers. So there's a lot of good flexibility in there. I really like both of these armies. These are both the kinds of armies that I generally enjoy playing in Reverse the Whip, where you've got choices for order markers, but for me at least, I don't want to oversimplify their armies and insult either Killian or Doc, but they're simple enough that Big a Bullfrog can play them and not have to get stuck by analysis paralysis on which of these 11 cards do I stick a figure on. Balloons on screen. Thanks for the balloons. However those come about. And so, let's see. So Killian killed the Red Wormling, which is really nice, getting that kill. Those Wormlings can pop off against the common figures. So it's good for Killian, but it's also it's early enough in the game, and it's just a Wormling. I'm sure Doc isn't super hurting with that loss, otherwise he wouldn't have moved there. But Killian is trying to take the center of this map. And again, we're kind of seeing on this map that, the center is strong, and you really need to be able to move up and hold it. And I'm almost wondering sometimes if the center might not be a little too strong. Let's see, so Doc moving up X grinders. Yeah, where he's got, Killian's going heavy with his melee right now, which makes sense. Knights, Gilbert, super solid. That by itself can fight a lot of things. So I think Doc's going to start building up more of his melee resources. He's got Raelin in a good spot. Start moving axe grinders up with Derek so that if it comes to that melee brawl, he'll be able to go toe for toe, because Cleon, while he's taking the center of the map, he doesn't have a ton of knights in the area. And so if he pushes too hard, Doc can pounce on him, clean up the knights on top, and then take that center spot. Thresh Darkray saying, basically every game we've seen on this map on stream has gravitated towards the center. Yeah, absolutely. It's a very central focused map. And for good reason. And we've also seen plays for the glyphs, I think, in, I want to say, every game as well. So, which is one of those signs of a good map where, you obviously high ground is always going to be really strong, and that's fine. I'm not trying to curse the map or anything like that because of how center focused it is, but you also see figures move off the sides to the glyphs, and that's brought in some good plays as well. So let's see. Okay, so Cleon did move up Gilbert to try to get an attack on an axe grinder there. You see a fun feature of the ladder where he gets to be on even ground with the axe grinder. Ladders, when used well, and when people understand the mechanics of ladders, are so fun. Ladders, when people don't understand the mechanics of ladders, can be very, very annoying, but they're super fun. What's up?
Pixar movie?
That's true. Come on in.
Let me go do something.
Okay. We almost had a Dysel on stream with us. She'll be back pretty soon, I'm sure. So it looks like Cleon's deciding his dispatch right now, and then his move with his knights. Yeah. Again, just trying to build up a good force of knights. I like this. I like that he's taken the high ground, but that he's also now reinforcing the high ground as opposed to pushing too far. Hey, welcome back.
No, I just was clearing stuff so I can play in some of the reverse draft stuff, so.
Sweet.
So we got...
You want to make fun of Doc and Cleon with me?
Oh, yes, lovely. I would love to make fun of Doc and
All right, let's do it.
My old teammate and someone who could have been my teammate at one point, but he decided he had other priorities.
What a stinker.
Nationals, yeah. So...
Doc is running, you probably...
Oh, well, Doc's running a great army. I love the army.
It's the Doc army.
I definitely ran it a couple times. It's very fun. It's, how many worms has he got?
He's got 2 blacks, 2 reds, 1 white.
That sounds right. Squad
I'm pretty sure this is almost exactly the same army that he ran in Online Con.
It's interesting that he's running Swarm Ray as opposed to Standard Ray.
Do you think... I was thinking Standard Ray might be a little too strong.
It's very possible. And Cody's got... oh gosh. There was a build that I talked with Adam about this at one point of... Not for this, but I think it was for 2 or 3 ScapeCons ago, where... it was basically, hi, let's Dander's dispatch just about... But the one
everything?
thing... So, I do wish there was Tarns in that.
Oh, really? Instead of one of the repulsors, maybe, depending on points?
I don't love running snipers is the problem.
Oh, okay.
So, I just feel like snipers are one of those units that, Reverse the Whip, you could very easily have a match where, oh no, I have now... my opponent is rolling 4 skulls against me. Oopsie.
Yeah, that's fair. Skywell says, I like Swarm Ray much more with worms. I can see that too.
I understand the logic, but honestly, you can set up with regular Raelin to make it so that way the worm... you get a bit more flexibility with Swarm Ray, and it's a little bit harder to play, and Swarm Ray is a better late game piece, but +2 defense on worms is so good.
Yeah. It's fun because, flexibility, end game, all of this stuff, that's all good. Also, though, 2 defense, it's just hard to beat a lot of the time.
Okay, so he's got dwarves and... Who's he going after?
So Cleon made a good push up. Like, he's got a lot of figures up on the high ground early on.
Ooh, is that a whiff?
Looks like Duck is...
That's a whiff on like
whiff?
4 dice. I think that got a knight. Or maybe I missed one.
Oh, yeah. He's... Well... Yeah, there's
That
there's
definitely
a knight.
killed
That's
something.
definitely something there.
Yeah. I do wish the angle was a little bit better for some of Cody's stuff, because I'm seeing some stuff where I'm like, is that a shield? Is that a spell?
Right, yeah, it's... Well, I think because our preview window is actually a little bit smaller than what they get to see. You know what? I should just... Hang on. Let me do this real quick.
You're just going to go look it up online?
Yeah, if I open up the actual stream in this tab...
Look at you all fancy. I should get a second
be able to
monitor
see
for
a
my setup.
bigger one and be able to
streaming.
tell what's going on better, maybe, hopefully.
I don't know.
How do I full screen this thing?
Either way. Yeah, I think honestly there's an argument for Swarm versus Standard Raelin. I think mostly what it is that I've not played the Swarm variant as much. I think I've also, the variants I've played usually had more wormlings, so that might have also played into it.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. This actually looks way better on stream when you don't have the preview window. So I'll be bouncing back and forth between that. There's a little bit of a delay.
We're on day 3 of ScapeCon, and this is the first time that Viga has figured this out.
Hey, what was no. I figured it looked better for the audience. I just didn't pull it up on an iPad. That's all.
If I have an opportunity to give you crap, I'm going to. That's
okay.
It's just who I am as a person.
And
apparently.
I will
I have learned
readily
from
defend
Doc.
myself. You learned from Doc. I hear he's one of the best. But yeah, so we've got, looks like 4 knights in the center. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 knights, 6 knights. Okay, it's better. I can tell. But yeah, I still
see
have
a
to
couple of
little bit.
repulsors. Are the snipers all just hiding behind the ruin?
The snipers are still all behind the ruin. 3 repulsors are dead.
No. I get that, because honestly, red wormling into sniper, it's like cool.
That's true.
You're just dead.
Mm-hmm. So I need to switch out the map because we've had this map on stream a little bit much lately, but we have also been talking about how kind of center focused this map is. Have you played a lot of games on this map?
I have. What's hilarious is after playing on Turmoil more times than I played in a tournament in ScapeCon 1, I have played on it a grand total of 1 time, I believe. I think there's a lot of games there's a lot of maps that I feel like there's a ton of maps I have not played on yet, or I've played on a bunch of maps I don't know, I'd have to look through my notes, but I played on this one a number of times. Honestly, what I've noticed about this map is that it can be very easy for one army to dominate another on this map if you're not careful.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a lot of bumpiness to it. Well, I mean, mostly I specifically am recalling my Wildwoods matchup earlier today, but this map is very bad for them.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm trying to think what else there was that I was playing that was decent on.
Yeah, I feel like the early game for this map is usually just a big push for the center. One player or the other gets more momentum there.
Yeah,
and it doesn't
I
always
played a couple of
there,
Insanity
but...
battles on this, and it was very...
Insanity battles gotta be fun.
We literally had me and Phantom had the entire top of the thing, and then we both had Airborne Elite, and we both dropped round 1. He kind of put his in some area, and I just basically was like, screw it, one behind this ruin, one behind this ruin. one behind this pillar. I'm not even bothering with them this round.
Just pop them
I'm just dropping them, but I'm not doing anything with them at the moment. Yeah, so. Yeah, really interesting to see here because
Alright, let's see. So those are wounds on Gilbert? I think that was a sneak attack onto Gilbert and dealt.
Do we have the eyes on Gilbert's
We
die?
should. Hang on, which one of those is?
If you don't, I can go run over and look real quick.
Yeah, actually, I think it might be this card. And it might need a die on it. While we're getting that checked out, Dwarves are making some attacks, killing some knights in there. You know, Doc is making really good headway through these knights, actually. I kind of expected edge knights in this melee brawl here, but holy cow, yeah, they're getting a good amount of kills. They're cutting through him.
One life last I saw.
One life remaining?
One life remaining. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And there he goes. So now he has no life remaining. No, these dwarves are going through the knights a lot faster than I would have expected.
Well, consider that the dwarves are also having 4 defense, and so are the knights.
That's true.
And also Derek is able to hit for like 6.
For 6, yeah. No, that's huge.
And even he's not hitting for 6, he's still hitting for 4. That's more than Gilbert usually does.
Yeah. And I don't think... Well, I haven't seen tons of Gilbert boosted attacks.
Well,
but yeah, no, that's true, because when they're in Raelin's Aura, dwarves are just knights again.
Yeah. Well, and Swarm actually probably works better with the dwarves than with... Because with standard Raelin, with our Rise Raelin, you basically create a little fortress that you have your dwarves and your wormlings kind of just... Your dwarves kind of act like the front guard that stops stuff, and then wormlings just can kind of like shoot down on things. With the Swarm build, I think you have a lot more flexibility to just kind of do stuff.
Right.
You can just kind of go where you want to go. Where's it got Swarm?
So Raelin's right there.
Oh, that's a really good placement. I mean, I'm not surprised. It's Adam.
What? Adam knows how to put Raelin in good spots. It looks like that was 1 wound on Derek there.
What's that? Can we get rid of the text box real quick so I can see how much Derek has?
Yep.
Derek has.
So-
Derek's down to 1 life. Okay.
Oh, that's right, because Doc is counting down.
Wait, do you count down or count up?
Most people are counting up. I forgot that Doc counts down, because otherwise Raelin would be dead.
I also count down. That's probably why I do it, because...
What is this insanity?
Adam and I have the same sort of... Because for me, it's like easy to look over and be like, okay, that's how much life is remaining. That's how my brain thinks.
Right. Makes sense. Like I understand that, but also that's not
how your brain thinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. So, I feel like... Is Zetacron dead?
No, Zetacron's hanging out in the corner back there.
And how many wormlings are left?
There are...
I see the
1
red.
red. The white's still back in the start zone. I'm pretty sure both blacks are behind that ruin. Or no, sorry. 1 black is behind the ruin. The other one is behind the text box. So 2 blacks in the start zone.
That's really tough because, like, Cody needs to kill a lot of wormlings because the wormlings are so good into the snipers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just Derek and 3 dwarfs just died?
Oh, well, we were looking at wormlings. Thank you, Thrasher.
Okay.
It's okay, we got this. Okay, yeah, no.
He's
So
got
that was.
he's got an Ornmarker on Black Wormling and 2 on.
Oh, dice tray view. Oh, thank you. I forget to utilize that dice tray view.
Okay, he doesn't have many dwarves left. Yeah, he's mostly going Wormlings. He's got like 3 dwarves left, I think. Oh no, he's got 4, I think. So
Yeah, so there are 4 dwarves left on the board. Yeah, so he had a good turn. Sorry, he had a good turn where he killed Derek there, Gilbert and 2 or 3 knights. But then the knights have just got a good swing back at him. So
looks like there's only like 2 knights left.
But yeah, I only see 2 knights on the board right now.
And there's no more bonding. 3 repulsors, 3 snipers.
Zeta.
The thing
That's
is,
going to be tough to.
Well, so if the Wormlings can get early shots on the snipers, but the snipers could just roll really good.
Right.
Oh, that dwarf died. That's a whiff, so it doesn't matter.
Right, so Black Worming, Ornmarker. Right, first take a turn with red, I would guess, right?
Yeah, red's just in it. I honestly think, is he going for a knight or is he going for a repulsor?
Well, there's only 2 knights left, but that was a knight.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's also got the order markers on there.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
That other order marker I think is on repulsors. This one.
That army card?
Yeah.
That is a repulsor army card.
So I would have been tempted to do a repulsor. What's actually interesting about the Black Wormling card that I think a lot of people forget to do is that there are a lot of times when the best play with the Black Wormling is not, even when a small medium figure, is not to use the poison, but to just attack normally. Because you have 6 move flying, there's a very real, especially if you can get height, 4 attack is going to be better in most situations. So that's something that I've not seen people do as much with the Black Worm, and they get more caught up in the whole, let me acid breath thing. But there are definitely times where it's the right call. Like, if it's got special defensive powers, if it's got heroes, it's probably a better call. Well, it really depends on what the hero's defense is. If they're a high defense hero, absolutely. If they're a lower defense hero, you might actually get more wounds with the 4v3 than with the, because you can only do a max of 2 wounds, and that's
true.
And it's like a 1 in 4 chance. Whereas, anything else depends a little bit on the game state as well. But that I think one of the key things is that, like with the Red Wormling, you almost always use the special attack. It's very rare to not use the special attack. But I think the other Wormlings, I feel like I see people use their special powers more than without using their normal attack as much as they should.
Here's the real question: which attack do you use with the Blue Wormling?
If I have the Blue Wormling in my army, honestly, both have their uses. But I think the normal attack is going to have more uses. That said, range is range. So
right, yeah. Being able, because he can hit up to 7, right? If you do a 4 and then a 3.
Yeah. Well, so I'm not going to take an attack of 4 if it's going to put that worm in a bad position.
Right.
So that's a big thing. It's that because it's not just about getting the best attack. It's also making sure that you avoid the worst counter attack, and what's the best balance of those two.
Repulsor attack's not quite working on these dwarves here. I say, as he kills a dwarf.
It's clearly you're wrong again, Bigga.
That's just how it is.
He's only got a squad of repulsors. Okay, so he's taking out the knights. Okay, because there's no more knights left.
Okay, so knights are gone, Gilbert's gone, so those cards are out of the way.
It's all crons.
All crons. It's the cron roller.
Minus the stuff that makes the cron roller good.
Yeah. It'll be fine, I'm sure.
Honestly?
Although, really, because...
What, he's got 3 dwarves left? 2 dwarves? 2 dwarves.
There are 3 dwarves.
3 dwarves.
A red, 2 blacks, white, Raelin. So definitely edge dock.
Edge, but just because he's more stable.
Yeah, but like if
he does have initiative, and it's worth noting that.
Oh, that's true.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, absolutely can get the repulsor on turn. Oh no, wait, no 1, 2. No, he can't get the repulsor. I counted badly. That dwarf can, the one up on.
Another little
Yeah, not
raised
the one.
text.
I was thinking the one on the initiative glyph could get to the repulsor, but can't. I probably still put it on Wormlings. Let's see, he's got 2. Yeah. Looks like. Wait. Oh, he's got one on Marcu, but I think they're mostly on black.
That would be my guess. I don't know why you would activate Marcu right now.
I think that's where his X is. Where's his third order marker?
It's got to be. And then the third order marker's on the white.
Okay.
So it's got to be a couple on black, one on the white.
My guess is one. He's got 2 black Wormlings left, or just 1?
2 blacks, yes.
That's funny that Cody won despite Adam having Dagmar. He's got 2 black left. I think it's 1, 2 black, 3 white. Cody
misses the glyph holder.
I think he lost a black Wormling.
Oh, he did snipe that black one, yep.
But there's no more order markers on repulsors. They're all on snipers.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
And snipers could, like, if you get snipers to come out and they hit 2 of the 3 attacks, like, that can do damage pretty quickly.
So I think if I'm Adam, he's got a red, right?
Yes, he's got 1 red up on the rock there. The black is still in the start zone. The white is still in the start zone.
Nah, it's too risky. Well,
Are you gonna like go in for a sniper?
Yeah, I mean, land on like the road hex and snipe. Or is there? Can the snipers get to anywhere that's even just like 1 height?
That's 1 height?
Sorry,
Or
that's
like level 2?
That's level 2, yeah.
I think they could run around the left side of the ruin there and get onto the rocks there.
Okay.
But he doesn't get good shots.
That is the safer play. The safer play is to just kill some repulsors, even though there's no order markers on him. Zetacron, you can't even get Zetacron because I think you just have to hope that he rolls bad. I don't think you can. Yeah, you just kill a repulsor.
Yeah, good kill. Good
I
kill.
don't think. I honestly think there's a non-zero chance Cody has an order marker on Zeta, but I think Zeta's where his X is. Yep. Now he's counting out. He's counting out to see like, okay, can the snipers get to this black Wormling? That's because order marker 2 is 100% on the black Wormling.
Yeah, that's a good tell.
Well, I mean, I've done that before with stuff where I've been like, I've done that to kind of play some mind games with my opponent, but at this point, there's no reason to do it a different way.
Appreciating the thumbs up. Thinking this stream is on a MacBook? That is correct. I'm not sure what tips that off, but yes it is.
I will just say this. I don't know anything about Apple products. I've had too many Apple fanboys.
Okay.
Too many Apple fanboys have made me never want to buy one again. Okay, a whiff.
That's right.
And you got one. That's okay. It's on.
So black now. So white's gonna have to move up, and then black's going to do something. I didn't realize that the reactions were Apple product specific. So that's cool.
I'm trying to think here because can he even get engaged with any of them?
With the black one, I do not believe so. You could engage the repulsor from lower ground, but that doesn't seem great.
I think you almost have to. You basically have to hope that, you just have to do this and go in and be like, I'm gonna try and snipe you. There's no reason to do anything else.
Because if you can get one, you're taking out the offensive power, which is great.
That looks
But
like
a 3 won't do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, that looks like a single-digit number, and you need more than that. And what's behind that? What was behind there?
That was a Marcu.
Marcu. Okay. Marcu could definitely still pull this out. This is Marcu and.
10 more minutes.
Play faster, guys.
Like the snipers, if he can't kill them, I almost feel like if I'm Adam next round, I'm all Swarm Raelin. That's all my
Really?
snipers. Yeah. That's what I think I would do, just because you need to kill those snipers. And the wormlings are, I mean, unless the snipers manage to not kill anyone here, or unless the snipers absolutely fail to kill anyone, but I think they're just going to kill these wormlings, and it's going to be okay. That's one. Oh.
Okay, that's 2 hits. Yeah, Black's down.
Yeah. And then shooting the
Shooting
dude.
whiff, yeah. It's a good shot. Unless you miss. So White Wormling, you just got to go for probably 2 snipers.
Honestly, so going there and hitting 2. I guess maybe now with this, I might do Order Marker 1 White Wormling.
I think if you can kill one of these, I would definitely go for an Order Marker 1 Wormling. He doesn't get one of those, so that makes it a tougher decision.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to go White Wormling, and
You got to take the because
you got to take the risk. White Wormling turn 1. He can't quite get the dwarves in place. Dwarves are tempting too. Honestly, dwarves are very tempting.
but they can't.
Swarm
quite get
Raelin is too far away to do things. But okay, so it looks like he's putting 2 on Swarm Ray, 1 on Marcu, and 1 on the White. Did Cody win again?
Yeah. Oh no, except he thought he did, but Doc has initiative, so Cody went to reveal it, but Doc had to remind him that he's got the initiative glyph.
Yep, no, that's the play. Yeah, I think, yeah. With the initiative glyph, you kind of had to go for White Wormling and hope that you do stuff. But yeah, I think the other 2 are on Swarm Ray.
I would imagine so.
Like I said,
And
Swarm
those
Ray's got
attacks
6
blocked
move flying, but Cody's gonna run up here and try and kill her. I don't think Swarm Ray can get there.
To engage with those guys?
Yeah.
I think that's.
I think I would.
We can get that.
I would have put my axe on the dwarves.
So that southern sniper can be hit by Ray.
Yes, southern sniper.
That seems a little forward.
4 skulls.
Okay, maybe it's not a little forward. And that's a blank.
Ooh,
oh dear.
That hurts.
But he can't get any other attacks on Ray, right? Or can that one?
I don't know. This is part of the reason why I actually would have been tempted to do Swarm Ray in turn 1, because essentially you're hoping that you can get to a point where they don't have height on you.
Right. Oh man, those snipers are
going very hot.
Yeah, popping off right now.
But this is why I don't love them, because it's great when they're doing it for you, but
right.
So Swarm Ray's going there.
Yeah, so should get a kill here.
Does.
But yeah, which is why I didn't love that position. I mean, the 4 wounds on Raelin though, that's so good.
Yeah. It's like a game I had earlier where Alistair only got 1 hit on Nilfheim the entire game, and it was a 5 skull attack that I whiffed on. So
of course.
Sometimes this happens. Sometimes it's just the way it goes.
Yep. So Cleon's got to go for even ground shots on Raelin, right? Well, because you know the next order mark is going to be on her.
You also got to make
certain.
and you also have to make sure you place your dudes so that she can't attack more than one of them.
Yeah. And that's a dead Raelin.
I will laugh very hard if Order Marker 3 is on Marcu. I
That'd
don't
be awesome.
think it is.
Oh, I highly doubt it, but that would be hilarious. Okay, so we're down to one Wormling, the White Wormling, one Dwarf, and then Marcu's hiding behind the ruin. We've still got two snipers.
It looks like the third was on Raelin.
There was on Raelin. And then we had Zetacron moving up too.
Zetacron's probably targeting the White Wormling.
Mm-hmm. And takes the hit.
I think Cody's got this unless Marcu goes on a tear.
Yeah, that's what needs to happen here. Is Marcu
But I
just
don't
needs
know
to
if
go
they
on a
have
tear.
time for Marcu to go on a tear.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah, that's right. Because we're
I think the round's nearing its end.
4 minutes.
Yeah, no, 4 minutes isn't enough time for Marcu to do stuff. Like they'll get another round in. They're both fast enough players that they'll get another round in, but
it just won't quite be enough.
Yeah, especially if Marcu betrays Adam.
Yeah. Which happening once during the round isn't a terrible.
It's awful because.
It's not a terribly low chance. I don't know how it's.
No, because
it's a good chance of happening.
You're saying terrible chance of happening. Let's see. 17 out of 20 is
17 out of 20,
20%.
3 times.
So 0.8 to the third, so it's something like 0.64, 0.64. Something like a 50% chance.
Oh yeah, that's.
Wait, what was?
So Marcu flew in, swung at the sniper who blocked.
Oof, that hurts. All right, time for Marcu to die.
Probably, maybe, but the thing I hate about Marcu is you're like 20 points. I should and you can deal so much damage, but 6 lives. Oh, okay. Well, maybe it just happens here.
Yeah.
Okay, it just happens here.
Yeah.
And they call the game there. All right, so.
I mean, there's a single dwarf left. That dwarf is dying to snipers or Zetacron.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so the thing was. Really, the key moments was that the snipers were able to get those kills in, which is really the big thing. Because if the snipers don't kill those wormlings, it works out. But yeah, I very much, I know Adam went one wormling, one white, one Raelin, 2 or 3 Raelin. I almost feel like I would have gone all of them on Raelin. And I think I would have put my X Order Marker on Dwarves, just so that way...
Oh, okay. Instead of Marcu?
Instead of Marcu, just so...
To draw fire?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Entirely to draw fire.
Yeah, I could see that.